Welcome back to the show. There's no telling where we'll go. So come and share a laugh on the Imp and Skizz podcast.
All right, we're back. Podcast is back, and we are just kicking it off by
Let's do it.
Bringing in another guest.
Our veteran guest.
This
is like
five-
old news at this point.
Fifth time, I think.
What they don't understand is I'm actually going to slip into the shadows, and he's going to take my spot.
No, it's
I almost sat there.
It's the Imp and Skizz and Tango show.
Today it is.
Basically.
Today it is,
Yeah, today it is. We're gonna recap TwitchCon because we got back not too long ago.
Seems like yesterday.
Yeah. And what a time it was. And I think that what I want to talk about is a lot of the good things that happened and kind of revisit some of the stuff with the fans and a lot of the fun that we had. And then maybe also give a little bit behind the scenes of what our journey was like in that day. We left when?
It was a journey.
Thursday.
Yeah. So we left the
Thursday.
Thursday before it started because we had a 6-hour road trip. Well, 5.5, but we stopped to get some food.
Always.
So it was about 6 hours.
At the
If we
same
want to be
Wendy's that
technical.
we always stop at.
Yeah. At the same greasy Wendy's stop halfway
Well,
there.
it's not like there's a lot of options.
There's not.
It's the only time
Yeah.
in the year I get fast food.
Yeah.
I know.
It's disgusting but
It's
satisfying.
so
at the
good.
Exactly.
So yeah, we I think it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, somewhere in there. I went and picked up Skizz and then drove over to Tango's. I drove the SUV so that we'd have 7 seats because our Skizz and I's wives were coming as well.
Right.
And we thought, since we're going to stay after TwitchCon was over with some hermits, we could have a vehicle to transport people around if needed. So I'm not used to driving the big car. I personally have a little mini car, basically
A normal
a
car.
little sedan
Yeah.
or whatever you call it.
No,
That-
it was necessary.
so I'm
It
like
was
driving
great.
this big tank, with Tango in the back and Skizz in the passengers, passenger princess, I think is what
I
we call
almost
it.
took a nap, but I didn't.
No, actually, I mean, that's what I love about those drives because it's not the first time we've done it. We did it to
many times
Vegas.
now. Vegas multiple
Who drove
times.
to? I drove to Vegas as well.
Yeah.
and then
I did San
Tango
Diego
drove to
last
San Diego
year,
last year, and then I drove again because I had the SUV.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I drove
next time is Skizz's
Yeah.
turn.
I think I drove the very first time we ever did any of this, which was
Like a Minecon.
because we almost died.
we did.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that was like Minecon.
It wasn't my
Anaheim or something.
fault. Remember the car overheated on the way home?
We are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And he's just like, guys,
I'm like,
things aren't right.
I saw
something's not right here.
I saw a tweet from Doc this morning because I posted a little vlog of just some stuff we captured. And one of the pieces of footage in there was when Skizz had the camera in the car and he recorded the sand dunes.
All
Yeah.
right.
And so that's in there. And Doc was like, these guys are crazy driving out in the middle of this desert like this. I hope they had water because if they broke down, they would die. And that actually happened back in the day when you drove and the car wouldn't go.
That was scary.
Except for the dying part.
Yeah, we didn't die. We did spend like an hour or two on the side of the road though.
It's the worst.
It was pretty crazy.
But can I just say, I mean, we've done this drive 4 or 5 times now, right?
Yeah.
At least, if not more. I think more. It's one of my favorite parts of the trip.
Yeah, same.
Because the energy is so high. We're all amped up and ready to go on the trip, and we just get to just the 3 of us get a good concentrated time, which we never do, where we're not trying to get something done. We can just hang out and talk about stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just it's so much fun.
Dude,
I love
it
I love
flies.
that
I agree.
time.
It's
Appreciate it.
It's a 6-hour drive, but it literally felt like minutes.
It's a blink. Yeah.
Which was crazy because on the way back it was a little different. We were all just like so tired and didn't say a word. And that was the longest drive of my life.
Yeah.
That was a long drive. Yeah. And there were more of us in the car.
Yeah.
There was 5
but like
of us.
everybody was spent and there was like no conversations being had. So it was like a really long drive.
opposite.
But that was fine too because you get a chance to kind of reflect and which is what we're getting into today. So yeah, it was cool. We got to San Diego, lickety split. And then we walked into the lobby of the hotel and to go check into our rooms.
crazy.
And like it was full of people we were there to see. It was insane. Like we walked in the front door and the line for people to check in had like Grian and Pearl and Jimmy and like
It's amazing.
everyone
Yeah,
was
I went up
there.
and I just kind of walk up behind Grant and I was like, hey. I gave him a little shove. He's like, what the?
How is that even possible that we
Weird
all
timing,
timed it to like get to the hotel at
Yeah.
the exact same time? I mean, they were flying from the UK.
The other side of the world almost.
So yeah, that was pretty insane, but that was cool. And we got a chance to check in and settle in and stuff. But we decided to go to the partner party that night.
We did.
We were unsure if we wanted to go because
I mean, let's be clear. We're not
We're old.
I mean, yeah, we're a bunch of old.
We're old.
And we don't want to do the party.
Yeah.
You know, with the music, and you can't even talk. We just want to hang out and be social and see people we haven't seen. And
Yeah.
I got to say, the partner party was pretty good.
It was.
Yeah.
That one I liked.
I'm a pull the
It
old
was
man
good.
moment. They
Yeah.
could turn the music down just a little bit.
Of course.
Very,
Because-
very
Because we
slight.
did have to speak up, and I've had a TwitchCon where I've lost my voice by the end of the weekend,
yeah.
so it's like
Yeah.
in my head the whole time.
Yeah.
If I'm talking to somebody and I have to raise my voice,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm on the path to losing my voice again.
Yeah.
And I had to make it to Sunday. I had MCC on Sunday. I
Yeah.
needed my voice, so I was a little bit worried, but yeah, it was fine. We got a
When
chance
you-
to hang out.
The TwitchCon where you lost your voice, is that the one where you did like a live Phasmo stream?
Yeah, that was in Vegas,
yeah, yeah.
and I completely lost my voice before the end, and I had a Phasmo stream on the convention floor
That was
where they
like
were
at
playing my voice over the speakers in the booth, and I had no voice. Yeah, dude. And then I get done with the stream, and like the Sony guys come over to film some like, I don't know, like little content for a commercial or something, and I'm like, I have no voice. I don't know why you're talking to
Put the
me.
microphone. And what do you think about?
Yeah. That was the worst. So yeah, that's been in my head every single con now
Right.
is to take care of your voice,
yeah.
take care of yourself, because I have overdone it in the past to where we partied and stayed up and all that kind of stuff. And then it made the next days pretty rough,
Well,
whether it was the
let's-
voice or just being tired.
Let's talk about something that was on all of our minds. I believe it was.
Where you're going? Yeah.
Is we're going to talk more about what happened after the TwitchCon later. You know, we went to a house and we're going to get to that. But since we knew that we were going to be going and staying in a house after TwitchCon with our friends, everybody was paranoid about getting sick.
To the point where we were contemplating doing the
Switching.
personal time first.
Yes.
And then,
Yeah.
and then like followed by
Yeah.
the con. I still think we did it the right way, but
Well, yeah,
I was worried too.
Like
Yeah.
if I
was
know
risky.
for a
Yeah.
fact that nobody's going to be sick, then I'd prefer to do it the way we did
Yeah.
it. But I didn't even consider about possibly getting sick. And it was, you brought it up. You're like,
Yeah.
somebody's bringing con flu back to the house. I'm all, oh, why are we doing it like this? Like all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I
panic.
so dumb?
Yeah.
Like, well, I didn't think about this at all. So I was a nervous wreck, dude.
I was too.
And I brought the the vitamin C gummies. You
Mm-hmm.
brought vitamin C gummies, and
I think
were-
we had like 80,000 milligrams.
Dude,
of
I was
vitamin C.
so paranoid. Do you remember seeing a mini cooler in the back, like a little lunchbox kind of cooler thing? In that, I had those immunity shots of ginger and turmeric.
Yeah.
I brought 4 of them so that I every morning could
Wow.
slam one on top of the vitamin C and vitamin D3 drops. Like I was like all over it, dude. Hand sanitizer, all the whole
Oh,
nine.
the hand
I was like,
sanitizer.
aside from wearing a mask or something, I was like all over taking care of myself because I did not want to get sick. In fact,
so
like there was a
worried.
couple days before we even left where I started to get a little scratchy throat
Oh.
and I was freaking
Saturday,
out.
I went up to you.
Oh,
and
this guy, dude.
Yeah.
You ready for this? What was it? The meet and greet?
Not the official one.
It wasn't, no,
Yeah.
it was the official meet and greet, wasn't it? Because we weren't hanging out together.
It was the first one on Friday, the impromptu one where I went to you and I was like, there's 1,000% chance I'm getting
Oh,
sick
you did
right
say
now.
that,
Yeah.
but it was the official meet and greet.
1,000%
Yeah,
chance.
1,000%
And
chance
that didn't
because of how
happen.
many people there
Yeah.
were. Yeah, but
But
it
it was-
wasn't until the official meet and greet. He looks at me because we were near each other, and we'll talk about the official. And he goes, and I'll go, what? He goes,
Uh-oh.
and he goes,
Sore throat.
I'm getting sick. I have
Yeah.
a sore throat, and I'm
I
like,
no.
already felt it coming
yeah,
on.
and I'm a
it
very
went away.
compassionate person, so I was like, "Get the hell away from me!"
You just
Don't give me that
shoved me
garbage.
away. Like I was
Oh.
just vermin. Go away.
So we had cups of water, and I said, "Draw
Yeah.
a skull and crossbones on you."
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But you never got sick.
No.
What was that? Why you
don't
gotta
know.
freak me
No,
out?
I think what happens is when your brain starts worrying about that,
Yeah, maybe.
like it tricks you into thinking it's actually happening.
Okay, you want to know how right you are? Because this is when you said that, it
Yeah.
reminded me of something many, many, many years ago. One of my kids got lice, right? And so we were like, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be one," and we had never had to deal with it. And a friend of ours who her daughter had lice like earlier in, years before, she goes, "Here's how this is going to work." She's like, "First of all, calm down. It's not a big deal. You can get this sorted. It's going to be a long journey, but you're going to get it." She goes, "Also, you both," meaning me and my wife, she's all, "You are going to be convinced you have lice for months."
Yeah.
And she's like, "And you won't have it." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And for months, dude, I'm like, I got it. I know I got it. Because I could feel it. And I was feeling
He's like
nothing.
burning down his house, shaving his head. Oh my gosh.
Flamethrowers everywhere.
That's what I swear that's how I felt, dude. And the same thing, you felt a sore throat. You thought you were getting sick. You were sold. I was like, no, but hey, spoiler, nobody got sick and we got lucky.
Which is crazy because, Skizz has formed a reputation for being a good hugger. And so a lot of people
everybody wanted a
Skizz hug.
Yeah.
And, for the most part, I was always standing next to him. And I think they would do the Skizz hug and kind of look at me and I would look a little left out. You know what I mean? And so I would get a residual hug as well.
Yeah, residual.
And
secondary hug.
Which I enjoy. I enjoy. Somehow a rumor started that I don't enjoy hugs. I do. I enjoy them. But at the same time, it's like, I really hope that person's not sick because if they are, they probably just got me sick. Yeah. And somehow, I don't know if it was all the vitamins and stuff or mental fortitude. I don't know. Somehow we managed to get through the whole weekend without getting sick so we could enjoy the time in the house. But the weekend was a lot of fun.
I'm glad that I didn't tell people that I'm a really good kisser.
There's always room for next year.
Yeah, exactly. We can start that rumor in time for the next con. That would be good. But we went to the TwitchCon. It was the partner party, so just partners only, and it was like on the terrace or whatever they call it, the rooftop is basically the convention center. Yeah. And we ran into Evan and Caitlin, who came to TwitchCon. I think we convinced him. I think it was me and Skizz that actually talked to him and you guys should come to TwitchCon. We're all going to be there. And they remember hanging out with us last year.
It's funny. You guys talk to him way more than I do. I only kind of see them at convention stuff. And I think it was you who said it. Every time I hang out with Evan, instantly the two of us just hit it off. We start geeking out. We have so much in common. I could talk to that guy forever.
It's like you guys were best friends in a past life or something.
Yeah.
I could be best friends with him any time.
I'll never forget it. Yeah. I don't know if it was the first time you met them. It was in Vegas, and we ended up going to Top Golf.
Yeah, I didn't even know them.
And you didn't know them. Yeah, so we're at Top Golf, and everybody's doing the Top Golf thing, swinging clubs and stuff. Yeah. And Evan and Tango are on a couch. It's like they weren't even part of the Top Golf experience anymore. It was just them on a couch just chatting for hours, inseparable.
He and I are just the same mindset.
It was awesome. It was so awesome to see.
Yeah, I remember feeling a little jealousy about that.
Yeah, me too.
I did because I
was like, don't steal my Tango and don't steal my Evan. They're mine.
That's what I'm saying. You guys are my property, and I don't like it when you go off on your own. And Evan's he's like, Imp and Skizz. Tango! Yeah. And I'm like, all right, I guess we'll just be over here.
We moved down a rung on his favorite people list.
They just nerd out.
Yeah.
And honestly, they remind me a lot of C-3PO and R2-D2 when they're together. They're just he's beeping and beeping and they're speaking a language that we don't understand. And you guys were meant to just be friends. Yeah. It's actually pretty cool.
Those two together could destroy the world.
I know.
With their brains.
I know. Believe me, I know. But that was good. And like you said, the music, was a little loud. Wasn't that bad, but I remember last year it being I can't hear myself think right now.
It was better.
So they got the memo or something because it was very enjoyable. And that was the same floor that the partner lounge was on, right? Was that the same? Yeah, that's where the partner lounge was. For TwitchCon, and that's where all the partners would go up to, and then we also had our own purple room, which was great.
The exclusive purple lounge. Yeah. I guess got granted access because we were doing so much, the panel and the meet and greets and the MCCs and stuff. So they gave us access to the purple lounge, and so we had a little extra area to chill in.
I love the purple lounge.
I gotta say, it's nice. At first, I was like, I don't need that. Come on, I'm not that kind of I need the special at all. But but it was nice.
100% don't need it, but really,
just to be able to go in there and grab a snack or get a drink or something. And
they have all the drinks you can think of, all the snacks you can think of. They have full meals, 3 times a day.
Well, and they have the people at the desk there, just whatever you need. You have a question, a concern, you need anything about the convention or about
they're so helpful.
Panel, they're boom, they're on it. Yeah.
My favorite part, odd as it sounds, was having a bag check. They had a bag check because I always ended up with stuff on me and I didn't want to walk around the convention with all the stuff. And I'd be like, hey, can I check this bag? And they had a whole system with here's a ticket and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I can just leave my stuff. In fact, I left my stuff so long, I almost forgot it. At the end of the day, I'm like, oh yeah, my stuff's still up there. We got to go up there.
Yeah, they did it right. I really enjoyed the purple lounge a lot. And to the point to where I was almost if you were eating something, the second you were done, they were like,
Oh my gosh.
picking up your.
They had a dude making coffee, and like he would do special stuff, and like I'm not that big of a coffee connoisseur, so I had no idea. He's like, "What would you like, sir?" And I'm like,
"I need a double mocha cappuccino." Yeah,
something fancy.
Yeah.
Surprise me.
Coming right up.
I never got any coffee. I can't believe I didn't. Every time I walked by, he's like, "Can I make you some coffee?" And I'm like, "I'm okay, thank you."
So that Friday when we were there, sorry, I cut you off. I'm sorry. Yeah, that Friday when we were there, that's when we saw Scar for the first time.
Yes,
and that was great. Like, because let's be honest, it's rare where we get to hang out with Scar.
Yeah.
And it's quiet enough where we can have a conversation and stuff. And that was great. I mean, because we were just hanging out there for a while.
In the Purple Lounge, right?
Yeah.
Before the panel,
because
because Friday.
Some good chats,
we had to rehearse the panel.
Talking about, season 11 stuff. And it was good. Just
we got there a little early. I don't know if we mixed up like our times or we were just really worried we're going to run out of time because we wanted to practice, do a run through of our panel. But like we had like 2 hours or something like that. And the panel was only an hour. So we had plenty of time to just hang out and chat. And so we were in there for quite a while Friday morning waiting for the panel time to come around.
Yeah, we commandeered one of those tables and we just sort of went through the run of show just to get an idea, caught up like you were saying. And I remember in that moment, it was like, sometimes you have to take a step back to realize where you're at. You know what I mean? And I feel that way on something as simple as the drive to San Diego.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, these are like a couple of my closest friends in the world. And we're going to go to a convention where we're going to be on a panel and signing autographs.
Yeah.
And how did I get here? You know what I mean? Like, well, what am I doing here? And I did the same thing at the table in the Purple Room when we were doing the run of show. I took a step back and just realized like, all the people that were there who were going to be on the panel were at the same table together. And I just realized how incredibly grateful and fortunate I am, and it was just such an amazing thing. And I remember being so stoked about doing the panel that when they took us backstage or I just can't even call it backstage when they took us.
That's what it is.
Well, it is, but it's like, like, how did we get there? What
does Scar call it?
They took us through
like assassin way or something.
Yeah. So from the Purple Lounge, they popped us on a golf cart or whatever, right? Did we drive a golf cart to that one or did they just walk us? I can't remember. We had different trips. Okay, so that was a walk, but they walked us through like the back kitchen area.
I know, like it was was it Goodfellas? That was like the opening scene of Goodfellas or Casino. One of the two.
Clearly not the way that
you're not supposed to go that way.
Like all the workers that were working,
looking at us
doing all this stuff for TwitchCon are looking at us like, why are there random people walking through
food and unloading trucks?
Yeah, what are these yahoos?
I know. I felt like we needed a hard hat or something. It was weird because we were in a construction zone. I don't know. It was crazy. It was weird, The next thing you know, they open this ominous door that's like not even labeled, and it's like we're behind the stage.
Yeah,
like the big curtains. You can see the backdrop, reversed, and we're like, oh, okay. And so we're sitting back there waiting for the time to come, and I'm starting to hear rumbling happening. I'm like, oh, they're letting people in their seats already.
Yeah.
And so Scar and I, we go over to the curtain and we're like, should we look out and see if anybody's here yet? And we just literally pulled the curtain like a couple inches just to look out, and they spotted us immediately. Yeah. And it wasn't full yet. They were still getting in their seats, but they erupted when they saw me and Scar. So I knew it was on. Like that was the moment that it hit, like, oh, we're actually doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because up until then, like everything was a bit surreal.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, we're about to go on stage in front of
the people.
hundreds of people. And we just practiced kind of our slideshow bit. So we were prepared as we could have been, I think.
We got as prepared. So me, Tango, and Scar had been kind of putting together the deck, if you will, for like a couple weeks before that. Just kind of fitting things in, getting the flow right, doing all that. And right out of the gate, it just got kind of convoluted because we wanted to do videos, but it was kind of like, TwitchCon they didn't want the videos embedded. I'm like, because they didn't want to use PowerPoint. They wanted to use the online version of PowerPoint.
Google Slides.
Google Slides.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, I don't think I can embed those. You can only reference something. Okay, so we're going to reference something. Okay, we'll put it in a Dropbox or something. Next thing we know, Cub, who, God bless him, did some troubleshooting of his own. And he's like, Skizz, just to let you know, I can't see the videos when I play this back. I'm like, what? And I realized, he doesn't have permission. Okay. All right, so we're going to put them as unlisted YouTube videos and just put a link in there. That's right. That's actually what they kind of asked us to do to begin with. So that's what we'll do. And then we're there and we're getting set up. And Scar's got the laptop and he goes, Skizz, where are the videos for this? I'm like, their links to their unlisted
Right.
YouTube. And he's like, none of them are playing them all. Awesome.
Here
And
we go. Here we go.
Yeah, and I'm like, and it begins, you know, and the thing is like technical issues for.
I mean, this is 10 minutes, 15 minutes before.
before we go live.
starts, yeah.
The people are
Yeah.
filling up the seats,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you guys noticed. Did you realize there was like noticeably more people this year than there was last year
was
at the
full.
panel?
It was standing room only.
Standing room only
Yeah.
left. Yeah, it was awesome. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll figure this out. So that the tech crew started doing something and trying to get something to go. And then after about 5 minutes, Tango comes. Tango's so funny.
I was panicking.
Tango comes up and he's like, okay, did they fix it? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's all, are they working on it?
But they should fix it.
I'm all.
Did I mention they should fix it?
Yeah, and I'm like, I should probably not assume they're working on it. I'm gonna go check this out. So I go over and they were working on it, and I'm like, just let them cook. You know, they'll get it figured out. And then it was we were seconds away from going out, and we got the panel together, and I was like, guys, everybody take notice here. This is likely the last time in your entire life you will ever do a panel with this exact roster again. So breathe it in. Like this is don't miss this moment because we're gonna blink, it's gonna be gone. And not only did we blink and it was over, we're doing a podcast talking about it, and it's way in the past already.
Yeah.
Like it happened so fast.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
I want it back.
2 weeks ago.
Was it two? Let's see.
3? 2 weeks ago.
What day was the panel?
Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks. Two.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Actually, so this podcast that we're filming comes out tomorrow, and tomorrow will be 2 weeks.
2 weeks
from
exactly.
the day.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Yeah.
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 So that's pretty insane.
Yeah.
You know, we got on stage and we've done panels before.
Yeah.
So we kind of know how they feel and stuff like that. And we've had issues before to where last year we couldn't hear each other on stage. So, you know, if you're on one end of the stage, you couldn't hear the person on the other end. And we were like, I really hope that's not a problem this year. It was a problem.
Still was.
It was still a problem.
It wasn't as bad as last year.
No, it wasn't as bad. I could
But-
kind of hear Scar. I was in the middle. I was lucky enough. I had the very middle seat.
Yeah.
And Scar, I remember him saying something, and he was talking. I think he was like hyping up every person, you know. And he said something about Metro Mayhem, and he said what I thought he said was, "I miss Metro Mayhem," and so I was like, "Oh, there's the world download for that." And then I realized, you know what? I could barely hear him.
Yeah.
He could have said, "And Mr. Mayhem over here." You know what I mean? And I wouldn't have distinguished the difference because I could barely hear him. And I was like, if he said Mr. Mayhem, and then I responded with, "There's a world download for that," now I'm looking pretty dumb. You know what I mean?
There was
Like
a lot of nod and smile situations.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you said because you're
Tell me
4 feet from
later.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody that watched the panel or was there or you know watch it back after the fact, like if there's a little bit of that awkwardness going on, that might explain it.
Earpieces. Like that's what we really need to fix
That would be good.
Yeah,
something
because it was that part was rough. I was sitting right next to Scar, so I could hear him.
Yeah.
Because I was hearing his mouth. You know what I mean? But people 3 or 4 seats down, that's all I could hear when they were talking. I'm like, it was so hard to. But you know what? I'm very proud of our crew of us because we rolled with it. And we just went with it.
There are some video issues.
Yeah.
You know,
They had
technically didn't go great. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah,
you know?
there was a handful of technical issues. You and I had our moment where we were going to do the "Don't Be That Guy" recap, and they're like, they were playing the video with no sound, and I'm like waiting for the sound. I'm like, okay, and so then I just started to ad lib what it was, and as I'm ad libbing what it is, they turn the sound up. I'm like, okay, never mind.
The thing I learned about this, and I mean, you've done this stuff professionally in the past in kind of coordinating. I didn't know this. The way the clicker works, I thought someone had, like Scar was the one in control of it with a little clicker to say next frame or whatever, right? And I thought, oh, you click that and it clearly will just communicate with your laptop or whatever. And no, it's the most low-tech nonsense that I've ever seen in my life. It's like click and some infrared beacon in the back room is lighting up and some dude has to like wait for that light to blink and go, now.
Are you listening to this?
And of course that doesn't go well. Shocker, you know. And so Scar's sitting there just hammering this thing. Next.
Yeah, and what they're seeing is a blinking light.
Yeah.
So now they don't know. And that was the thing is that I learned about that because I used to do event management.
Apparently, this is normal.
It's normal.
Like,
and because I had a crew. It was where I used to work at Intel years ago, and I ran these huge. I was like the guy that ran the entire thing, which meant I had my own crew. And that crew traveled all over the globe for
Right.
Intel to film and do events and stuff like that, right? So they went to set up, and this was the, Intel CIO's thing. And they're running me through how they do this, and they show me exactly what you talked about.
The blinky.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, so she'll click it and it'll advance. They're like, well, yeah, it'll tell us to advance it. I'm all, what does that mean? Like, I don't know what that means. And they said, well, she'll click it. We'll see the light and we'll advance them all. What does that mean? I don't understand. Just give her a $12 clicker to do it herself. Like, what am I missing here?
Yeah.
And they're like, this is how we do it. And I'm like, I don't like this
I
even a
hate that
little
answer.
bit.
I hate that answer.
Yeah. And I'm like, I
Well,
don't
this is
like
how it's done.
This is how it's done.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about maybe like that way actually sucks?
Not
and
doing
you
it
should
is
do it
so
a little
stupid.
What
Like,
year is it?
what are you doing? And the reason is because here's what's weird. The reason they did it that way is because they have two separate presentations. Literally, they've got like two computers, and one is it's for. I'm not going to go into details. Too boring. But they need to do both. So she does this, and they manually advance both. Well, when we were doing it, we didn't have two computers. Just give them a real fob.
Yeah.
But instead, they did this, and when I looked at it, I'm like, no. That's the thing where it just gives them like an LED. Oh no. And then sure enough,
I
it
felt
was a
so bad for
nightmare.
Scar because I
Yeah.
could just hear him physically clicking this device, like
Yeah.
about to break. And I felt so bad for him. He's just like click, 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 click,
Yeah,
click,
yeah,
click.
dude.
And he's like having to improvise. And okay, what was the next slide? I don't remember. Yeah.
God.
But anyway,
But
yeah, I mean,
anyway,
we powered through.
We
like,
did.
it
like
still turned out
there,
great.
there
It
was
great.
tech
even
issues.
with the
and-
technical issues.
Yeah.
I thought it was still a really fun show, and I had a great time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we did turn some of those tech issues into funny moments because they ended up playing the videos from YouTube. It meant that once the video was over, YouTube was going to do its thing and show a
my
preview of recommended next video. And
That didn't turn out so well.
one of them had a little spicy thumbnail, and it happened at the weirdest time because we were talking on the panel specifically about hyping up season 11 and how great it's going to be. And we showed the seed and talk about our ideas. And then the thumbnail said something a bit derogatory, which I'm not going to repeat on the podcast. But I was like, no, that's not true. Try to make a joke out of it because
and
everyone
it's got a good
saw
laugh
it. It
out
was
of
like
it.
up on the thing behind us or whatever, and everyone saw it. And I'm like, yeah, that that's not true. That's not what we're trying to say. Oh my gosh, it was
so. And then they went to play the clip of pranks.
Yeah.
Right there's a clip that we put together of all the pranks, and the second it started playing,
I honestly think that was probably one of the best moments if it went well.
if it went
Because
well,
that video was hilarious.
it was a funny
Yeah.
video because it was just it was the best of the best in
Yeah.
regards to the season. And they start playing it, and Tango looks at me like,
You
"Is
see,
you
I
me?"
stopped and I'm like,
Yeah, he did.
I watch the screen, I look at you. I look at the screen, I'm like,
And I just like I'm trying not to like give too much away to the audience. And I just kind of lipped to him. I'm like, yeah, they started halfway through.
Yeah.
And Tango's eyes rolled back into his head. It came out his mouth onto the floor. And he was just like, oh, like it was because it was like the fifth issue that had happened or whatever.
Yeah,
and he was just like,
it was
what is happening?
yeah. Maybe if next time we do a panel, we don't do the videos or something, so it's not hard.
Next
I don't know.
time I'm going to go old school
just
Skizz, and
gotta
I'm
have
going to
control
have
yourself,
complete
yeah.
control because it doesn't matter. Where it sounds like we're complaining. The bottom line is the panel went really well in spite of all of the technical issues.
Yeah.
It went well, and it's because we work well together. We were passing to each other. We were bouncing off each other. I mean, it was a really. I did not want it to end. I was really enjoying it.
That was good.
Yeah.
it's a quick hour for sure.
It went by so
super
quick.
fast.
Yeah. And it was, I think, well received. Like the audience was having a good time, and then we had our Q&A session, and those are hard. Like when the Q&A line starts and they put you on the spot, and there would be times when I'm like, we're all sitting here dead silent for like 10 straight seconds trying to think of an answer for this. And like, I don't know what it is inside me, but I kind of like panic, and I'll just say like whatever comes to mind, like just to fill the dead air. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm on the radio and I'm about to get fired for having dead air. and so I'm like, I'll just say whatever. And I'm like, oh, that was not well thought out. Okay, well, moving on. Anyone else? Like,
Wow, you did great. But a lot of like you said, a lot of those questions, we didn't have time to let them marinate or think about them. It was on the spot. And
they were very, very good questions.
really good questions. Yeah. And to the point to where we wanted to honor the integrity of the question by being like, hold on, I don't want to rush this answer. This is a good question, So there was a little bit of dead air that I think we all found some peace in, but you did a good job.
I didn't find peace in it. I just started just blabbing.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. You did a good job, picking it up when it felt like it was maybe a little bit too long.
Maybe.
Yeah, but then next thing we know, panel's over.
Yep.
It's over, and now
we decide to
we decided we're gonna see the convention.
Hey, we're at TwitchCon.
We gotta see the convention.
There's things I want to see.
And Scar, we're like, because obviously we're all together. Scar's like, hey, Minecraft's got a big booth, right? Like front and center. He's like, I want to go to the Minecraft booth.
And Anthony's gonna be there. Let's go see Anthony.
And I looked at Scar, and I looked at everyone else who was with us. And I looked at Scar again, and I said, are you sure? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I heard it's really good. And I'm like, I'm sure it is, but...
Yeah, he didn't quite see it going where we thought it might go, which was when we got to the booth. Yes, we got to see Anthony. That was great. And then we got to see a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Like a line just happened.
It was awesome. It was great.
It was great. I mean, it's what we go to the conventions for. Personally,
Yeah.
I think that's one of my favorite parts of going to the conventions is to meet the people beyond the screen.
It was really cool how it organically happened. Like we just kind of strolled up as people in convention, and then of course people started coming over and they wanted to talk to us and stuff, which was great. And then we just kind of all
separated.
Like in formation. It was like go.
Yeah.
Like we just took up the perimeter of the whole Minecraft booth, and we each had our own line. And I'm sure people were going between each line and stuff, but it worked out well every once in a while, because we were there for
4.5 hours.
Yeah, 4.5 hours we were there.
4.5 or 5?
4.5 hours.
It was a long time. I don't know.
I mean,
they shut down.
It's somewhere between 4.5 and 5.
Closed.
Yeah, basically, and we still had a line. And they're like over the loudspeakers, TwitchCon is now closing for the night. Everybody make your way to the doors. And basically one of those things. And we look and we're like, there's still like 20 people in this line. And we're like, okay, we can knock this out as long as, they cut the end of the line off or people understand they got to go. They're not going to stand in line anymore. And so we started trying to get through who was left. And at the very tail end, and there was like a handful of people left. We almost got there. The security finally had to say, sorry.
Yeah.
And had to push them out basically.
Rightfully
and,
so.
And I was like, oh man, we were almost there. We were so close. But yeah, it was great. Other than the fact that we weren't really super prepared for that.
Not at all. I
didn't have any water with me or anything like that.
I was wearing these shoes because we came from the panel,
Bad
and
choice.
these are not meant to be stood in for a long time. And my back was killing me, dude. And I'm like, I did not see that happening. And so you and I were next to each other the whole time. And I remember because, they came up, like one or two people came up, and then a third one. And I'm like, yeah, this is great. We love this. And then I looked up and there was like a line of like 10 people. I'm like, oh, it's starting to, and I looked at you and I looked back, it's like 15. And then I blink, it's 20. I'm all, what do we do? And you're like, I don't know. And because this is neat, and I'm not going to be like, no, everybody go away. We're not going to do that. But at the same time, I'm like, if I was running TwitchCon, I would be annoyed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, can you Yahoos take it somewhere else, please? Like, what are you doing? You're blocking all of this, but we weren't trying to do that. We were just wanted to walk the floor, and then I found out later, this is worth talking about. You guys probably don't want to talk about this, but I'm going to.
I know. I knew you were going to.
I have to, because this just ate me alive, dude. I didn't know this. Minecraft was doing their own Minecraft meet and greets at that area. And I knew that they were doing meet and greets, but I thought they were doing it at the meet and greet area. I didn't know they were doing it where the Minecraft thing. Yeah, I had no idea. And apparently this was at the same time that all these people did what we just talked about. Was at the same time that JoJo and Amesy were together doing their meet and greet. So call it what you want. It looked like we were just stomping all over them, and that made me feel like an unbelievable a-hole. And I was fortunate enough, because I didn't know about this, but I was able to talk to Amesy and JoJo later. I'm like, listen, ignorance is not a defense in this, but I swear I had no idea. And God, they were just both so cool. They were and Amesy was like, she's like, Skizz, I'm not mad. I'm like, well, you should be. I'm like, I would be. I was like, I just had no idea. I would never do that. She's like, I get it. They were like, they're like, people got out of our line to go see you guys. But then once they did, they came back in our line. She's like, it wasn't a big deal. They were just both so cool about it. But I ended up feeling really, really bad because it was a 1,000,000,000% unintentional. And it just made you feel like a jerk.
Unfortunate. I mean, maybe we could have, I don't know what we could have done though.
Well, what happened
almost
over there?
Yeah.
Almost at the same time as that happening, Jem, Green, and Jimmy had just gotten back because they weren't on the panel, so they went to the zoo in San Diego. And they came back, and I guess they started to try to walk the floor as well. And the same kind of thing happened, but it must have been even more of a spectacle because they actually had security lead them up to the official meet and greet area to get everybody out of there, and apparently that was a nice
Green telling that story
conga line
because it was like this organic swarm. Like they had a lot of people with him, and then the security guy's like, "You got to follow me," because they moved him to the official area. So Green's like, "Okay, fine." So they start going, and it was just like as this mass of organic thing is moving through the convention, it's just like. Just like more people are just glomming onto this thing, and it just like just turned into this like
to the point that I think half of them were like, "What are we doing?
It was like this.
Who's up there?"
Like this pack of zombies, like, whoa.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it was interesting.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so they ended up having the same kind of deal. Hours of I don't know how long they ended up going, but a lot of the people that ended up in our lines downstairs had their autographs already, and I'm like, wow, they're really, you guys are they're getting through a lot of people, because there was a lot of autographs.
It was like we finished it, and straight up we were exhausted. It doesn't sound like it, but we were exhausted, and then we met up with Green and Jem and stuff, and they were exhausted. And we're all talking about it and saying how exhausted we were. But at the same time, it was like, we all had smiles on our face.
Yeah.
And we all that was awesome. Yeah. It was so cool to just have that interaction and just be like, look how happy we make these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
it's odd.
It feels so
good
when they tell you I like being seen as funny. My whole life, I really enjoy making people laugh. And so a lot of people were telling me you're the funniest streamer I watch. You're the funniest person in the world. And that feels really, 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 really good. And I thought that was all I wanted out of all of this, but I learned that there's so much more. And when people tell specifically about our podcast is the effect that it's had on people, and they give me a story of their life and where they're at in their life now. And they're able to trace the trajectory of where they're at back to a specific episode.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you which one it is. It's the one I hear the most praise about your podcast. It's always the What's Stopping You episode.
That's a big one.
I feel like that was your best.
Yeah, that's
there
a
was
big one.
If you guys haven't watched that one, go watch it.
Yeah, thanks for the plug. Appreciate that.
Episode 2.
Yeah,
there was some moments in there that really stood out to people about flipping a switch in your brain and stuff like that. And if you've been holding off on something, maybe you kind of want it, you don't really want it, and trying to figure out how to flip mode on that. And a lot of people found something in that message that changed their perspective on their current life and made life changes, not just health wise, but some people went out and pursued a new career and stuff.
Well,
and
we had a guy who said it, and he said he's now a paramedic or something now because I was standing next to you. That guy gave that story. Go ahead.
And it was so touching. This guy was, I'm a tall dude. I'm 6'1", 6'2", whatever I am. I'm shrinking. This guy is 6'5" minimum. And he was in the military. If I'm butchering this story and you're listening, forgive me, but he was in the military and he was doing medical in the military, and that journey fell apart. He flunked out of it, or something went south. I don't remember what it was. Bottom line is that rocked him. It destroyed him. And he just, and he kind of sunk into a depression from what I was gathering from the story, which I think is normal. I think a lot, because this was his identity, and the world told him, you're not good enough. That's what he heard. You know what I mean? When the message was that, well, you're not ready right now or whatever. Anyways, something about the podcast lit the fire. He gets back in motion, and now he's just a full blown. He's not on the path to EMT. He's an EMT now. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's his job. Now he's in the ambulance. Now this is what he does. This is his life. And honestly, I think the second he told me, I got this high five from him, and it almost broke my arm. This guy was huge. And I'm like, dude, you don't see EMTs that big. And that is those guys, he can you want that, dude. He can lift people like it's nothing. He's a freaking animal, dude. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, that story was so touching. And for the record, I think if he never watched the podcast, I happen to think he still would be an EMT today, but who knows? And so the stories like that are, they're very moving, and when you're able to put a face to it,
Yeah.
it just changes everything.
That's what was nice about the ad hoc meet and greet because it was ad hoc. There was no Twitch staff there pushing people
wasn't
along
rushed.
because we had a
Yeah.
certain amount of people we had to get through in a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we were able to, and that's probably why the line never ended. We were able to actually stand and talk and hear stories and receive like gifts and stuff
Right.
from them and all this stuff and like really get to kind of know them, in a way.
You could have a conversation.
Yeah, it was fantastic. But we didn't get through everybody, and of course we felt a little bad about that. And of course we were exhausted after being there for 4.5 hours. In fact, we were so exhausted we skipped a party we were supposed to go to that night. We were all signed up to go to some Xbox party or something, and
that's right.
We after that we got back to the hotel and we were starving because it was late. It was like 7 something at night. We hadn't ate at all, I think, since before the panel.
Oh my
right?
gosh,
We didn't get lunch because we were standing
I was
there.
gonna start chewing on my own arm.
Yeah, so we were just starving, and so we get our food at the hotel lobby restaurant or whatever, and we're sitting there and we're eating, and we're all looking at each other like, I don't think I can do
We're
this.
not moving. This
I know,
is it. This is our night, boys.
I
Yeah.
don't think we can go to this party. We're too tired.
You're too
Old men.
old.
Yeah.
But we decided, you know what, the party's probably going to be one of those super loud, can't really talk to anybody anyway. And we're like, you know what, I think we're fine just chilling here.
Yeah.
Well, and I, Green and Jem and I think Jimmy and a bunch of people like came by and saw us for like a few minutes, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to the party," and we were like, "Yeah, let us know
Yeah.
about that."
Yeah, basically,
We
I
never
was
heard
like,
back,
go
yeah.
vibe check this.
Yeah.
And if it's like a chill sit down and we can actually talk and like we can right here, then maybe we'll come. But I think they knew better just by the looks
Yeah.
on our face because we didn't hear a word from them the
Well-
rest of the night.
Well, I think you nailed it. Is that it's like if it's a vibe, if it's something where we can actually talk, and when you talk, I can hear the words coming out of your face into my ears, and I don't have to go, what? Like the whole
Right.
time, then maybe we'll go.
We're
Right?
such old men. I love
Yeah,
it.
but at the same, but the thing, I
agree
I
with
was
you.
saying to you, I've been
Yeah.
like this since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like when I was in high school,
No.
most of my friends were in college, and I would go to their college and go to hang out with them, and then we would go to these parties. I'm like, can we just go? I just want to catch up with you and know how you're doing. I can't hear a thing.
Yeah.
You know what? Like it was just
I mean, as far as TwitchCon goes, that was the best decision to not go to that party, because that night, just the three of us chilling at that table,
It was the best.
we had those burgers and a few beers, and it was just like we were just hanging out. It was so great.
It was great.
It was great.
I loved it, dude. I was so happy. And I remember because Jiggles, when Jimmy was about to head out to the party, he's
I
like,
like how he's just Jiggles now.
he's Jiggles now. He was about to head out to the party, and he's like, "You're not coming." And I'm like, "I think we're gonna stay here." And that's when we were like, "Let us know if it's good." And
He was a little disappointed. I
He
think.
was disappointed, and he gave the look of like he was our father,
Yeah,
and he was
like-
like, "I'm so disappointed." And I'm like, "Just go have a good time." And sure enough, we found out the next day it was absolutely
Yes, it was exactly
Yeah.
what we thought it was going to be. We didn't miss
It always is.
much.
It always is.
Apparently.
Yeah,
So
no, thank you.
No, it was the right decision, and we had a good time just chilling. We needed it to after the day because it was super long. I mean, what if that was the first day? You know what I mean?
was
Like,
just-
and that was a lot to have happen in the first day of TwitchCon, and we knew the next day we have another meet and greet. That's
an actual
The official
official
one.
one.
Yeah.
And this one we're like, okay, well, this is the official meet and greet, so it's a 2-hour block, So there's 4.5 hours is not going to happen again. We'll be fine.
Of course
you know
not.
what I mean?
No.
No, it wasn't 4.5 hours. It was 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
But it was a lot different than the ad hoc one
Yeah.
because Twitch staff was there this time, and they were pushing people through, and to a point that it felt bad.
Yeah.
Right. Like we were looking at the line and we were looking at the time and we're like, there's no way we're getting through this. And Twitch staff knew that too. And they're like, sorry guys, we have no choice but to push these people through. Otherwise, people that got tickets to this aren't going to get a chance to meet you. And that's not fair. So they started saying no autographs.
Yeah.
Right. And it was basically like, come in, take picture, go. And that's it, with no chance to
People
really
have been
talk to
standing
people.
there for hours.
And people had been standing in line for
that's
hours.
The thing I've learned is the official meet and greet where they do the lottery or whatever nonsense they do, and then everyone corrals into that line. It's no, that's not the. I'd rather just go walk the floor and eventually meet people one at a time, a couple here and there, or something like that. When you pull everyone together at once, it doesn't work. right? Like
Yeah.
the whole time we just had this bad feeling. Like how many times did I look up at you? Because obviously I can't see, given my extreme vertical tendencies. I couldn't. I'm like, can you see the end of the line? No.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, can you see the end of the line? No. Has it moved? No.
Yeah. And it wasn't a line, it was a zigzag, and it just was like the like a zigzag all the way back as far as the eye could see. And it obviously it's like just unbelievably flattering. There's no question.
Yeah.
And it was the three of us plus Pearl and Gem. So that's the other thing, is that there were 5 of us at that booth.
Which
not the way to go.
No.
Split it up. Yeah, absolutely.
5 is way too many for a single line.
Yeah, but people get their time with us. They tell us their stories. A lot of people brought really thoughtful gifts and autographs, pictures, and then like you said, then the staff's like, "I'm sorry," and they would tell the crew, all the people who've been waiting in line for hours, just like you said, no autographs, just pictures only, and then they would come and that would last maybe 10 people, and we'd start sending autographs again.
Yeah, and then we'd start signing autographs again because we felt bad. But then I felt even worse for those 10 people.
100%.
I'm like, those 10 people just happen to be at the point of the line where they're like, no autographs, and then they obliged, to what was told, and then they didn't get their autograph, and they moved on rather quickly because they were being rushed, and then that stopped again, and I'm like, oh man, those people they're gonna find out. Like, if not then, now that stopped shortly after they went through and they missed out. And that's not right. That's just not right.
There's no fair way to do it with that many people because you want to give people time to have a conversation and stuff because they waited in line for 2 hours. But if you do, now you're there for 6 hours and now the people in the back are suffering even more. So it's a lose-lose situation. It's just broken out into smaller chunks.
It wasn't just
somehow.
us. It wasn't just us standing there for 3.5 hours. It was them too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
absolutely.
That's horrible.
I know.
To have that and then you get 5 seconds with us.
Yeah.
I felt so bad. So hopefully we can find a way to do it better in the future.
And I don't know what the answer is other than just less people. Like they have to cap it, and then we get the time.
I don't know that the official meet and greet is the answer.
I don't know.
Just kind of say, hey guys, I'll be on the floor all weekend.
Yeah, but I mean. But then I guess you're gonna stand there for 6 hours every day.
That's what happened on Friday. You're right. So
I don't know what to do. Yeah. Like I felt so, and I said because Tango and I was really like, I enjoyed hanging out with you during that panel. Like we talked a lot in between the people and stuff. And then they did their thing. We're like, no more autographs, just pictures only. Yeah, and then they come up and like click, and they left. And I look at Tango, I'm all, that feels really good. Yeah. That feels good. I couldn't
help but laugh. Yeah. I wanted to cry at the same time, but that was so funny. It's so true. Yeah.
I just felt awful. And then once we just said, screw it, we're going to start signing autographs again. And then we did. And then they said again, like an hour later, no more autographs. Okay. For another 10 people who got screwed.
Yeah.
And then off they went.
And poor Pearl too.
I was going to say, we should talk about Pearl. This is the second year in a row.
Yeah. She was not feeling 100% going into it. And then once she got up there and like there's super bright lights shining right into our eyeballs.
Yeah. She doesn't do well
and
with
it just hit her hard. Like she got some big migraine and had no choice but to step out. And I remember some people in line saw her step out and basically told the Twitch staff, like, we'll wait until she's back. Cause they were mainly excited to see Pearl, and they were right there,
like,
and she had
next.
to go. Yeah, and so they waited quite a while before Pearl was just in a spot where she just couldn't. She just couldn't do it.
Bad for her.
And finally, they got word that she wasn't going to be able to come back out. So I felt bad about that. It happens. But
and if you're listening to this and you were one of the people that was dying to see Pearl, I'm not going to disclose anything too much about how she was feeling. We know it's a migraine. Everybody knows it's a migraine. I will just tell you, it was one of the most severe symptoms of a migraine I've ever seen in my entire life. I'll tell you that.
No question. She should not have been there.
Yeah.
My heart
she
was
tried.
breaking.
She was such a trooper, like even attempting to.
She's a warrior.
Because when we were done, we went back and she was still
in trouble.
In that situation. They offered to call the paramedics. It was
It was bad. It was really bad. But we got her back to her room and just turned the lights off and just relaxed.
I think she slept for 28 hours.
She slept a lot, dude.
I remember sending her a message like it was like 10 hours later. I'm like, hey, Pearl, hope you're doing great. I know it was rough. Hope you get some good rest. And it was about 10 hours after that. She's like, hey, I just woke up.
Yeah.
I'm feeling great.
Yeah, that's what she needed. Was just to rest.
Is it the lights? Is it the type of light? Like, what do we do? I'm fortunate enough that I've never had a migraine. I don't know what triggers migraines.
Yeah, bright lights can trigger migraines.
But it happened to her last year too.
Yeah. It did.
And the way those, I don't know if it is like the color balance of the lights or just the fact that they are so bright, shining directly in our face, which makes sense. Like we're taking pictures and they want the lighting. Like we typically set that up for our streams and for podcasts and stuff, have bright lights on us. We don't today, but usually, and it gets a little bit rough sometimes when that light's just constantly in your eyes.
I think I just figured it out. I just had an aha moment. Are you ready? The refresh of the lights is wicked fast.
Oh, so you're actually getting a strobe effect.
But I don't see it. You don't see it. You don't see it because we're old men and our brains are mushy and slow. But Pearl, the gamer of all games who can see the code in games, her brain processes things. I think her brain is processing every friggin' flicker.
Yeah.
I think her brain is just that powerful. That honestly, like, and I'm being like silly
That's a good way
here,
of putting
but
it. Her brain is that powerful.
it's that powerful. There's no game you've seen what it's like when you play a game with Pearl and she's just gets it on a different level that we don't get it.
Yeah.
Her brain works. I think that her brain just operates so fast. It was processing every individual flicker of the light and they gave her a migraine.
Yeah.
I'm being silly, but hey, you know, maybe I just nailed something.
Sometimes your brain is just too strong.
Yeah.
Could be it. There you go. You should write a medical journal on that. You might be onto something.
But I don't know what the answer is for her though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I felt so bad.
But they let us.
I was thinking that
they let us stay over since that line was not going as fast as they would have liked. And I don't know, maybe it's just us because we do like to talk to people and stuff, and so we might have been a little slower than they're used to. Yeah. But they let us go 3.5 hours, and we were only supposed to be there 2. So I'm sure they had that meet and greet booth reserved for somebody else, and they had to like push them down to the end or something. I don't know how they did it. But they let us stay, which was nice, and the Twitch staff there was very nice, taking pictures and stuff like that. So, I don't want to bag on too much on Twitch. It's not really their fault there. Like they did the best they could with that.
It's a hard situation to manage.
Yeah. But we got done with that, and then we decided, you know what? Maybe second time's a charm. Let's go back down to the convention floor.
Yeah.
And I was a little worried we were going to get stuck for another 4.5 hours. But I was prepared for it because we knew what it was like. You know what I mean? Like once you know what it's like, your body can prepare. And this time it was a little different. We got a chance to actually like go to the booths and stuff like that. Because I think at that point we had spent 8 hours meeting people. We're walking past most of the people and they're like, "Hi again." Yeah. You know what I mean? And it was fine.
2 things were happening is for me anyways, is that like you said, we had met a lot of the people already. Yeah. So that's good. Like you said.
So there was a lot of like, hey,
a little bit of that.
I just saw you, hi, kind of stuff. And
but anytime a person or a group of people would come up and they like, I've been looking for you and I was hoping to get, I'm like, absolutely, pictures, hugs, autographs. Let's go over here behind this wall. I kept pulling people away because it's when it starts to, the line draws eyes and then that's when it happens. So I was like pulling people over like behind things and then I could spend time with them and actually talk to them and not feel like I had to rush them. You know what I mean? And it was weird because I will say this. I want to say this about our fans. Can we just admit that? I mean, I don't know what it is. Well, do we have just the nicest fans in the world?
Yeah, dude. Like they're super patient. They queued up at the ad hoc one.
They're
like,
so organized,
so nice to each other.
Yes, they're they're so kind to each other.
Yeah,
like, and that's what I was noticing a lot of. Is I'm really proud of
so many people offering to like, oh, do you like? They'd come in, they're like, oh, can you take a selfie? And then somebody behind them in line would be like, I can take the picture for you, and actually make it so you don't have an arm and everyone barely squeezing cheeks to get into the picture. Although with Skizz, I mean,
I got the long.
He could get he can get like all the hermits in one shot with his arms. But that was super cool. And there was some people. So during the official meet and greet, Skizz, you're gonna hate me for saying this, but he had to step out to go to the bathroom because 3.5 hours, and it caught up to him. He had to go potty.
I had to go potty, and I also wanted to get a box to pack up Pearl's stuff so that she didn't have to worry about all of her stuff.
Yeah.
I just wanted her to focus on closing her eyes and doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I stepped away for a couple minutes.
Yeah. So you stepped away, and I know there was a couple of people online that were, kind of the same situation where it was like, oh man, I was really here to meet Skizz. That was like the big thing I was here to meet. And I was like, yeah, I'm not sure how soon he'll be back. And so they missed you. But then when we walked the floor after that meet and greet, I ran into them. I ran into the people that were like really adamant that, you know, they wanted to see you. And they're like, oh, hey. And they're like, we didn't get a chance to meet Skizz earlier. And I'm like, yeah, I remember you guys were hoping to meet him. And I was like, well, he should be just down there, you know? And they're like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm like, no, we're going to find him, you know? And so we went on a little mission to go find you. And they did end up finding you and getting to talk to you and stuff. So that worked out. So I'm actually glad because we did get a chance to go see, like, I wanted to see the Elgato booth, of course, because I like my streamer
love
tech.
Elgato.
So I went and played with their Prompter XL and all that kind of stuff and talked to some of the guys in the booth and stuff a little bit. And then we got a chance to go to the Phasmo booth and we met D. Nider, the developer of Phasmo, which
I was not expecting the Phasmo booth to be that big. Like they
It was
went all
huge.
out.
yeah.
Cool.
They went all out. It was great, and they had streamer booths and stuff. And
Yeah.
and I at first it was funny because we walked up and they were like selling merch, right? They had like
This is a funny
t-shirts
story.
and stuff behind their booth, and like people are going up and actually buying merch at the Phasmo booth. And I'm like, oh, that's D. Nider. That's the guy that made Phasmo. And then I see him like ringing somebody up for a t-shirt, and I'm like, maybe I'm wrong.
That's what happened because you pointed it out to me because you know we're obviously huge Phasmo dudes, and you're just like that. You were talking to me. That's D. Nider, and I'm like, is it who? And you're like that guy, and I'm like, who? Because I'm like this guy is selling shirts. That's not who you're pointing at. You're all the guy right there selling the shirts. I think that's him. Like it was like so funny.
Yeah, my
what
brain
it
had
led
to do a
is
double check.
you found out what kind of person this guy
Oh,
was.
Oh,
You
super
could tell.
humble,
So
dude.
down to earth. Yeah.
Super humble. And I was not really proud of myself in that moment because I had a fanboy moment to where my brain just didn't brain.
It was, I gotta say, because you know, you guys are the Phasmo guys. I love the game, but you guys are the diehards, and it was very interesting because we just left the meet and greet where we spent tons of hours of everyone coming in one line, and then whoop, it's a whole thing got flipped on its head, and you guys are like,
Yeah.
Dude.
I could see the awkward in you. And
Dude,
everything.
I'm
You're
so
like,
embarrassed with
it
myself.
was great.
He
It
comes
was,
up,
I was
you know?
sitting there, I had the biggest smile on my face.
I introduced myself.
Yeah.
I'm Impulse. I'm a Kinetic Games partner. I don't know if you recognize my name, but dude, your game changed my life. And I'm just like, oh God.
I'm telling you, man.
I just
It was-
fanboyed so hard.
Did you say that?
Dude, I was so
It
embarrassed
got
of the words that
flopped
came
so
out of my
hard.
mouth.
It was great. It
Like
was great.
I literally, I was
that's
like,
amazing.
"Oh my God!" I can't. And he looked at me and he's like, "Oh, cool, thanks." Like, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I said that." Like,
Yeah,
what
I-
just happened?
I am not somebody who gets like starstruck, and I'll admit I was a little bit
Yeah.
it's because I just think the game is brilliant, and I really enjoy.
It was respect.
Yeah.
It's respect. I enjoy brilliant. Like I'll be honest with you, dude. Tango, let this do what it will. If you and I weren't such good friends, and I didn't know you as well as I do, we spent a lot of time together.
We can cut this part out.
I would literally be a little bit because of how brilliant you are. I really enjoy a good juicy brain. And this guy's brain made Phasmo, and Phasmo's an amazing game that when I shook his hand, I told him, I'm like, it's an honor to meet you. Like this game is, I love your game.
Yeah, I should have led with that instead of your game changed my life.
Changed my life. Start licking his hand.
Panicked, man. I absolutely panicked. Oh my God, he thinks I'm a weirdo now.
He was so chill.
He was so chill.
Super
Almost
chill.
too chill. Like you just,
Yeah. He's like, that's great.
good, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I got t-shirts to sell.
yeah. Well, because I did not know what D. Natter looked like. You did. So I'm taking your word for it. And I'm like, there's a small chance that I'm being trolled by.
Oh, dude, that would've been
Impulse.
such a good
And
troll.
it's literally a guy who just sells shirts. And he's like, who does this guy think I am right now? You
Dude,
know
you're all
what I mean?
hyping him up. Can I get a picture with you? Yeah. In fact, Tango's not in it. He scooted around the corner or something. Didn't see, but we got a picture with D. Nider.
did.
I'll
That's
send
cool.
that to you. You can pop it up on the screen so people can see it. So that was fun. Yeah, Green was with us as well. We got a chance to talk to him about the future of Phasmo and potentially more gig stuff and stuff. So it was great. I'm glad we had to stop by the booth, and we hopped over to the Gamers Outreach booth. They had a booth
did.
there,
Yeah,
so we got a chance to see Stage.
Yep.
And they had some carts there, and people were enjoying playing the games on the carts and stuff. And Stage talked about how the weekend had gone. for them at the
We had a
booth.
good picture from that one too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, apparently my phone, the lens needed cleaned or something, because the picture that got taken of us at that booth is like washed out. I don't know if it's the lights hitting the lens or my lens needed cleaned or something. But anyway, I'll show you. I'll give you that picture too, so you can show people what I'm talking about. But that one didn't turn out as good as I would have hoped. But anyway, it was nice. It was nice catching up with Stage again, because now we've been to multiple charity events and got a good chance to meet Stage really well. And she's become part of the extended Hermitcraft family in a way.
Super cool.
So yeah,
Another one that's just like super smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, when we were
Super
done,
smart.
when we were done talking with her, because like you said, we've worked with her often now. When we walked away, I said to you guys, if I ever end up starting an external business, I'm going to hire her instantly.
Exactly.
Because
I don't know what
confident.
she would do, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Whatever she's going to do, she's going to be best
She
in
needs
class.
to be in charge of something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's so sharp and so driven and so organized and so productive, to the point to where I don't know how one person can do what she does.
Can't say enough good
Insane.
things.
Yeah, because she was like, especially during the charity event, she's juggling all these things. And I was like, I'd say something like, hey, Stage, is it possible if I could get this, whatever, a USB, whatever. And it didn't matter. And she's like, yeah, sure. And she just like walk away. And I'm like, she didn't write that down.
No.
Like, uh-oh. You know what I mean? Like, you ever go to a restaurant and the waitress doesn't write down your order,
The table of
and you
8.
got like a huge table, and you're like,
And they're just like,
oh,
good.
there's no way
Confident.
they're getting this right.
Yeah.
And
I
then
don't
it
even
comes out
remember
and
what
it's-
I just ordered.
Yeah, and it comes out and it's like perfect,
Yeah.
and you're like, how did they do that? That is Stage times 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's insane how her brain works. So yeah, props off to props
Props off
to her. Props off.
Hats off.
Hats off. Props
Yeah,
to her.
props to her.
All the things.
100%.
Anyway, so yeah, it was cool to catch up with them at the booth. And I think that was, we actually kind of saw the Minecraft booth a little bit better that time. And that was pretty much it. We didn't see a whole lot more of the floor because it was already towards the end of the day. Like I think it was closing already by that time. So
Kind of wrapped it up.
yeah, we got wrapped up. And then Sunday I had MCC.
Yep.
You guys weren't in MCC, but and I could have sworn it being Sunday and football was happening, that the two of you would just go off to a sports bar and watch football while I was doing MCC. But then I later found out after MCC was over and I worked my way up to the Purple Lounge and you guys are sitting there that you watched the whole thing on the
Most
TV.
of
We didn't watch all of
In
it.
the
watched
Purple
most of
Lounge.
it. Well, it wasn't.
We saw the end.
We saw the. So what happened? It wasn't on the TV at right away. So what we did was we had both our phones out. His phone had MCC on it, and my phone had football. And I was like, and I was watching both. I'm all, I haven't been this happy in a long time. I was like,
That was great. You just had this moment. You looked over. You're like, I don't think I could be any happier.
yeah,
right
I
now.
was just like so like
Yeah.
I'm in my moment right now. And the reason we were there at all is because there was some talk about Tango and I potentially joining you guys on stage in the intermission to get you guys Hermitcraft received an award for the charity stuff. And Scar was like, it'd be great if you guys could come up on stage. So before MCC kicked off and the seats were filling and tech stuff was going on, Tango and I went into the MCC and we started to try to chart out what this will look like for us to go up on stage between the cameras, over the cables, all this stuff. And it just got to a point where like, it's not going to work. It's just going to be weird. So we're just not going to.
That was a big part of our, I don't want to say a big part of our day, but that was on our mind a lot.
Yeah.
Should we be there? Can we be there? What's the timing? How do we do this? And I think that's why we didn't go to the bar and watch football, is because we were kind of like, I feel like we should be here.
Yeah,
but in
we were
the
on
end,
the
we decided,
fence.
Yeah.
you know what? There's plenty of hermits up there to receive this award.
Yeah.
That's cool. And if we get up there, security's gonna be like, hey,
Exactly.
And,
Who
like,
are
dude,
you?
it's
What are you
just some
doing?
random
I was
dudes walking up.
in the
Yeah.
event and security would
So,
barely let me
no.
through.
See what I mean?
Like,
Yeah.
we made the right decision.
Yeah.
And I hope like Scar wasn't upset or anything, but
No, I don't think he was.
that
And it
was
was
kind
perfect.
of on our mind quite a bit.
Yeah,
What should we
'cause
do?
all the
Yeah, it was a
hermits-
bummer. It was a bummer that it didn't work out because the award was for all of Hermitcraft
Yeah.
and our charity work and stuff. Heartcrafter, I think, was the word.
It was
that
super
they
cool
used.
that they did that,
Yeah,
honestly.
it was really cool to be
What
recognized.
was
and,
it?
What was the?
Was it like a thing? Was it like a? I didn't-
Yeah, it was like was it a diamond ore or something? There's a big
cool.
ore block with the award title on the front. And
Is that something we got to keep? Who has it?
Scar, I think, is
Yeah,
going
it's
to get
good.
it shipped to him.
Good.
It better
And
go to Scar.
he deserves it. Obviously, Scar was he spearheaded all the charity
is-
work we've done with Gamers Outreach and
He's
stuff.
the man in charge.
And so and then he gave a speech. Like when the award was presented, Scar gave a speech and it was fantastic.
I was saying this to both of you. I think Scar is the best at impromptu, like speeches, filling the void, like filling that guy. He knows exactly what to say. Like he does things. He remembers who to thank. I would never think of that stuff. You know, I would have been like, oh yeah, it was a great charity event. We were really proud. But no, he remembers every single person, who to thank, and it's like he's so official and proper, and it's just so much respect for
and
how
that
well
was
he does.
Imagine how your brain is completely rattled because you're in the middle of this major competition. I mean, it's Twitch Rivals. It's an esports competition.
Flick a switch.
And they're like, we're doing an award show in the middle of it. And then you switch to this other mode where you're not thinking about the competition at all. You're now getting presented with an award like you're in an award show. And your brain has to completely switch gears and think about something completely different. And he did it like it was nothing. I was rattled like crazy.
Well,
I was like, if they hand me the mic, I'm going to be like, this changed my life. You know what I mean? Like I was going to freak out, you know,
Props off to you.
yeah, exactly. I would have been completely just nothing. And
that's why he runs our panel.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's just a smooth cat. He
he's
knows how to carry it.
Yeah, it was good. But MCC got over.
Well, hold on. We're not going to gloss over.
We're not going to gloss over how the MCC
that
went. Do you want to talk about
was
it?
So amazing. So
You gotta describe us in the purple lounge.
Tango and I are in the purple
What was it like
lounge.
watching that epic cinematic finale of MCC?
At this point, it's actually up on the TV, and it's coming down to Grian's group, Grian, Gem, Scar, and Fruit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were on a team against, who was the other team?
I don't remember
This
that was on that team.
This is literally a joke that Seinfeld made about second place. He's like, have you ever heard it? He's like, he feels bad for anybody who wins the silver medal in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And he goes, because you always get that photo finish. He's like, gold, silver, greatest guy in the world. Never heard of him. And that is exactly what I don't remember who it was. And I feel terrible about that. But
I think to be fair though, a lot of them weren't Minecrafters. So
there was
the second place team.
The second place team had.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
second place team did have some Minecrafters
Did they?
on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just ones that aren't in our circle.
So much.
That's
probably
that
why,
I don't really know them
I'm
that
probably
well.
going to be shamed now for not knowing who they were.
Yeah, but there was the purple team, right? Wasn't it Purple Pandas or whatever?
Sure.
I don't.
We don't even know what color they were.
I don't know. All I know is that any chance of remembering a whole lot was doused when Grian had the ending that he did.
Yeah.
And Tango and I were watching this, and they go to dodge bolts, and as we all know, you got to win the best 3 out of 5. And they win the first 2. Lickety split.
Yeah, dude. I was like, oh, this is going to be what a letdown. I wanted them to win, obviously, but to just win it bang, bang in 3 straight rounds, I'd be like, oh, that was
like anticlimactic. Like, what the heck? And they didn't just win the first 2 rounds. They
dominated.
won them quick.
They dominated. I was like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah,
one.
this is
easy
nothing.
dub.
And then they lost the next 2.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
now it's getting spicy.
This has been made into a game. And now it comes down to just Grian 1v2. So all
against him.
If he gets taken out, it's over. MCC's over. They lose.
Yeah.
And he's holding 2 bolts, and Tango and I are in the purple room, and I'm like, dude.
Yeah. So the purple lounge, I mean, there's probably 40 different streamers in there, all big name streamers in there, but they're all in their own little pods. It's not a loud area, right? It's like everyone is just quiet conversation. And there's one TV that finally had MCC on it. And then there's Skizz and I. We're just like jumping up and down.
Dude, I wish there was a camera on you guys.
Yeah. Nobody gives a crap.
Yeah,
like in that
we
room,
just
except
looked like
for
a bunch
us.
of idiots up there. We were like so excited and no one cared at all about
People
it.
in the are like, what are these 2 clowns doing over there? And
But that
dude,
was
we
our
are just
people.
we keep
Yeah.
it's like, it's our people. There's Green, and we see him, dude, and he has 2 bolts. He looks around, he realizes it's only him, and he takes his hands off the keyboard and mouse, and he goes like this. And a lot of people accused him of aura farming at that point, but we know him, and I'm like, no, he's locking in. Like, he is breathing and he is slowing down his mind right now because he is locking in right now. And he just super calm, dude. And then he reaches forward, and Tango and I, as he leans forward, Tango and I lean forward, dude. And he's like, kill, over. Like, I was so pumped, dude. I was so pumped. And I'm like grabbing Tango and shaking out. We're freaking out, dude. Everybody in the purple room's like, what is happening?
Did you guys see someone put together a of the shots? It was you, Jem, Scar, and Jimmy, I think.
Oh, I saw that.
All had, I gotta have people wrong, but there was at least 4 of you that all had the exact same reaction. It was like,
my whole
and it
team,
wasn't even like close. It was like your hands were angled. It was like you all just went.
Yeah. We had our
It's that like, I can't believe
we had
I
our fingertips
just saw
on
what
our
I saw.
temples.
Yeah.
Like all of
Fingertips
us.
to temples.
Yeah.
And it was like all 3 of you were like,
Yeah,
It
no, I
was just
think
like
it
right
was
in a
me,
row.
False, and Ren, and then like because my team also
Ren,
had
yeah,
Owen.
that's what it was.
But Owen was doing it, but he was like off to the side, so it wasn't perfect. But like it was at the exact same moment. We all had the exact same hands to the side to our temples, face going because it was like so intense.
that's the only thing you can do.
And then it happened, right? And what a lot of people don't know is we're seeing it live because we're in game and everything, right? So everything's perfectly live for us, but there's a 5-second delay for what the crowd
really
sees.
that much?
From what the crowd. I remember
There's
when
an
we were in the crowd years ago. I remember watching people like hype on stage, and I'm like, what are they hyping about? And 5 seconds later, oh, they're hyping at that.
Yeah. So when
That's
that
unfortunate.
happens, when Green pulled that off and they won, if you watch my POV, you see me freaking out behind my screen, like kind of hiding my freak out because I knew the crowd doesn't know what happened yet. And I didn't want to like jump up and scream and have that moment where the crowd's like, oh, you just spoiled it for me or whatever.
I would not have cared at all about that.
But you need 39 other people to get on board for that to matter.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Green jumps up and
Yeah.
loses his mind. Kind
So
of
so you see this like hesitation, and then finally so I look over, I see it happen on the screen, and then I jump up, and I was ecstatic, dude, for them because that was like the most cinematic, epic finale of MCC ever, and I was like, Green's going to be a happy boy for the next week.
He was,
because
too.
you know we were going to live in a house with him for the next week, and I didn't want him to be somber about losing.
I thought he was going to be a lot worse than he was. He was good.
About being over the
I
top
thought
gloaty.
we were going to be hearing it and hearing it. But
He was on cloud 9 for a while,
Yeah.
which is deserved.
He deserved
for sure.
it.
Totally deserved. And honestly, I didn't think he stuck around on cloud 9 long enough. I thought he kind of glossed over the whole thing. So what people need to understand is that Green did not half-ass going into MCC.
No.
He
wanted to win.
He
went
decided
into the tank.
he was going to win.
And he practiced a lot,
Yeah.
and to the point where the night before he's like, "I'm going to bed early. I'm getting sleep." Like he was in it to win.
He came
it.
up with a whole new strategy for Railroad Rush, like
Yeah.
tactics,
which
on
they
everything.
did really well on, I believe. I
They
think
got first
crushed-
place.
Yeah.
Oh, have
The
you
star
seen?
clutch, I know,
Oh my
come
god, have
on.
you seen that? Like I didn't even really like. They showed it to me, and I didn't quite understand
Oh,
it.
you have to see it to see how important that was.
It is insane. Like Scargo's, if you don't know what we're talking about, a Railroad Rush, I'm not going to talk about the game, but just like the 4-second pitches, get the cart from here as far as you can. And there's a lot of stuff you have to navigate to get, the rails in the right place. It's not an easy game. It's a super creative, fun one. Well, it got down to, there was one rail left to place to connect the whole thing together. And Scar had the rail. And I still don't really understand what the holdup was. Put the rail down.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's just holding it. And he's like looking, well, here. There's only one place you can put it. He puts it down. Now, if time runs out, then you can't put it down. You have to put it down before time runs out. Now I'm going to do something here. This hand here, my left hand is him putting it down. And this here is time running out. This is what it was. That's what it was.
It was insane.
It was a flam. It was
about a tenth of a second.
it was you know what? And if you watch it again,
Yeah.
you're going to realize it was way quicker than a tenth of a second. It was insane. It really looked what it looked like. It looked like putting the rail down is what ended the game.
To hit it home, like if he was a tenth of a second later, 90% of the track was after that. They would have come in last place instead of first place.
Yes.
They would have not been anywhere near the top of the charts they were. I mean, maybe they would have made
I don't think they would have made Dodgeball, right?
Probably not.
Maybe
I don't
not.
think they would-
Because they got a good
That could
chunk
have
of
been the
points off of
difference.
Real
That could
Rush.
have been
Like,
a whole. Yeah, it's amazing how many things have to go incredibly right to win something like that.
Yeah.
And the way they did, and that was insane. So we were all like hyped for them, and they got these giant crowns that they had to have shipped home.
Yeah.
Apparently they were like super heavy. Like I don't know what they're made out of.
just
Like
spinal
actual
injuries.
copper.
I know,
don't
they
know.
gotta be.
The copper crowns, actual copper.
That's the other thing is that I want to give, I'd like to do props off to MCC. They stepped up their game, dude. All like the bumper narration that they had going on with the Iron Golem. And I was hearing how they were shaking the floor.
Oh yeah. When the Iron Golem was like behind it was like a shadow of him walking behind the screen, and you could see him walking and you could actually feel the steps. For us in the stadium,
awesome.
They were just like bass, such big bass coming each time that his foot hit the floor that it literally shook the entire stage. And so
cool.
it seemed to us like he was actually there.
Yeah.
And I half expected him to actually be there because they put on such a good show. I was like, maybe they actually constructed a mech that is going to come out.
That's what they were teasing. I was kind of half expecting something amazing to come out because the clips were like in the video, something cooler in the video. Now they're teasing a silhouette on camera, like it's backstage. It seemed like they were going to do something.
There was hard hats. I don't know if you guys could see that at all, but there was hard hats stationed around the announcers. And I was like, thinking, oh, it's gonna come out and they're gonna put on hard hats or something. Dude. And I wanted to get into it a little bit too. You see me kind of acting it up on camera, like, oh no, it's coming, that kind of stuff. Because I was having fun with it, but they put on one heck of a show. I mean, that was
such
fantastic.
An amazing job. I was so impressed, and I think what I really liked about it is the fact that every year they put on a great show. So there's something to be said for them striving to beat last year. Like that. Yeah. That's what greatness is made of.
I think let's be clear. Like MCC, Nox Crew, they do a great job, but it was Minecraft and Microsoft that ponied up this year, I think, right? They threw the budget at that to make that happen.
Yeah,
all that stuff was
they had a partnership
funded by Microsoft and Minecraft. And they had a huge booth this year. So they really stepped up their whole TwitchCon presence, both at MCC and on the floor. Like, I mean, obviously on the development side, Nox Crew and stuff did a great job. They knocked it out of the park, but they didn't. I assume they just didn't decide to push all that copper stuff for no reason, right? That came from Microsoft.
Fair.
Yeah, I think Anthony had a big part of it as well.
Absolutely,
because he was very involved, with the award stuff and backstage. He was kind of helped directing traffic and everything like that. So he was very involved.
It was just really cool to see Minecraft be front and center in many places at TwitchCon and not like
an afterthought.
Yeah.
I agree.
Cool. Yeah, I hope they continue to do that in the future for sure. But that was the last thing. MCC was the last thing. I think TwitchCon might have went on a little bit longer that day, but I was all done.
Well, meanwhile, while that's all going on, your wife and my wife are flying into San Diego from a different area. My wife was on the East Coast. Your wife was flying from here.
We were on like a group chat, and during MCC, there's text messages coming as they're planning on how to meet up at the airport and what they're going to do after and stuff like that. I'm
like, do this, come here, and I'm taking pictures inside the garage, cars around there. Like I'm like, you can see my finger pointing. I'm just like, I just get nervous, you know what I mean? And I become kind of a control freak when it comes to that. Like, I just wanted our girls to be there, and then I would be able to breathe. You know what I mean? But the whole like flying in and Ubering
that was
and all
stressing
that,
you out.
It was stressing me out, and I get very anal, and I know I do, but I'm like, do this, do it like I'm saying, and don't challenge me. Like, I'm just like, it's like so not a rational way to be, but it's like when I care about your safety, I'm over the top. And so I'm like, just do these things. And then we were going to pack up. I gotta do this. I gotta put you on blast a little bit. We had to pack up the car. So now we fit all of our luggage in the car to drive up, which is easy because your car's huge. Well, it's going to be different when there's 5 people worth of luggage and we have to put the seats in a place to where we have to fit 2 more people. And so you put your stuff in the car that morning and you're all, so you and Tango need to put your stuff in the car. And then like, the girls can put their stuff in the car. You're going to have to figure it out. I kind of brought a lot of stuff and I open it. I'm like, what is all this crap? What is this?
Yeah,
and
we don't travel light, dude. No. I had, cause we were going to stay at this house for a week and I had a box full of our special protein powders and all the crazy stuff that we have to have, to keep our diets and stuff right. And so, there was a big box of like food and stuff in the car.
So much stuff. And we had acquisitioned more items too because of all the wonderful people.
Yeah.
And so Tango and I go out there and I had gotten an idea of what kind of bags the girls were bringing. So we had to like,
the Tetris was real.
We had to Tetris it and get it into a space and we did so awesome. And I was so proud of what we did. I'm like, I'm going to send this to Impulse and he's going to be pumped. And I did it, and I sent it, and instantly you're like, nicely done. Like how did you do? Where's all my stuff? Like it looked like I threw all your stuff out. You know, like
I was a little worried. You just tossed it out. You're like, protein powder. Why would he bring this?
Oh man! But then that was it. We met up with the girls, and it's off to the house.
Yeah.
We rented an Airbnb up in La Jolla, which I had never stayed in La Jolla before.
Yeah.
Like typically when my family goes to stay in San Diego, we go down to Imperial Beach. It's just a quaint little town just south of the main city. And so this was the first time we went like north of the city. And so I was excited to see that area. It's kind of a posh area that it's known for in San Diego.
Those houses are
no joke. And we had to get a house big enough to fit us all. So it was a big house. It was a nice big house that we all could fit in with pool and everything. And there was an MCC party that night. We didn't go to it. Because our wives came in and also because we had learned at that point in time that we weren't really into the party scene anyway.
Yeah.
But like Grian and Jem and Pearl, they actually didn't join us that night because the MCC party was
they stayed
down
at the
by
hotel
the
one more night.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So then in the house was just the three of us and then our two wives.
Yeah.
Which I can't say enough, dude. I really, really hope Mrs. T comes the next time. I was missing her the whole time.
I regretted it too. Like once I found out both
she's such a delight, and I was like, she would just have the best time here.
Yeah, Skizz's wife came on the last trip. I think it was the Gamers Outreach one.
Yeah,
and so my wife had kind of like wanted to meet the Hermits, and because I talk about everyone so much, and kind of have that house experience that we've had before. And so I was like, you should come, and she actually came and that was so funny. I don't know if she's gonna want me repeating this, but I was like, so you haven't really met any of the hermits other than, us. Who are you most excited to meet? And she's like, oddly enough, I'm most excited to meet Ren. Like that was the person. I was like, of course you want to meet Ren because he's a good looking guy. But she was excited to get a chance to meet all the hermits. So I was really glad that she was able to come. And that first night it was just us just kind of breaking the house in, trying to learn the house. Like anytime you go to an Airbnb, it's always like, where is everything and how do these lights work and stuff like this. In this particular situation, the lights didn't work because they got a little fancy with them and they weren't communicating with the server or whatever. And so we struggled for a little bit.
Lights required a server.
Yeah, that's what this house was.
It wasn't just a toggle switch on the wall. They were like
engineered for no reason.
Yeah.
But I got obsessed about it because I was like, I know if these lights are working, this house probably has because the light switches would say living room scene, pool scene. It was a cool and the word scene in my brain was like, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And I was so disappointed that I couldn't experience the scenes that were set.
Yeah, that was kind of a bummer.
But anyway, we ended up having like DoorDash food and stuff that night because we had no plan when we got to the house, but it worked out. It worked out great. And then the next day they drove up.
There's always that grocery shopping trip that's like, that's the third time we've done it now, and it's just this epic.
My heroes.
Yeah, like
Skizz, Tango, Mrs. Skizz.
Yeah.
This one, so in the past, it's been a disaster. I'm just going to say it. It's been a disaster in the past.
It's so tough.
And this time, I gotta give shout out to your wife. Like,
she was great, dude.
Unbelievable. The organization, like there were spreadsheets. As soon as the spreadsheet came out, I was like, I'm so happy.
Yeah. It was better. Well, so you have to understand the last time we did this, the shoppers were me, her, Grian, and Jem. And there was a list, but it was just like, we all were sharing like the phone and is it this? Well, I'll go get that. And it took us like 3 to 4 hours. It was ridiculous.
We were such a well-oiled machine. We made the list. And then the important thing is, she split it up by where in the store it was. And there was like Alpha team and Bravo team and Hitch Strikes. And we were like, all right, I'm going to take the bread and the fruit. You get the thing and the thing. Go.
Yeah.
And then I heard later that you guys are like back at home base. Like, all right, we got a code 3. And they're like, should you like see? Because it's all Google's.
They
Google's
left.
You're watching it get checked off. You're like, all right. They're like cheering. You're like, yeah, they got the bread.
At the house, they left an iPad up on the counter with the spreadsheet open that was being dynamically updated on the cloud. And so we're at the house and like we just see something get crossed off and we're like, they got the bananas. You know what I mean? Like,
but I mean, we went in there. I mean, the bill was like $750 or whatever, and we were out in like an hour.
1 hour and
It was
12
like
minutes.
insane how efficient we were.
She was like competitive about it because as soon as we were done, she like pulled out her phone. She's all hour and 12 minutes.
She
Mark it. Yeah.
She crushed it.
That's
and then we came, and then we came back, and then she like kept bossing people around. And I'm like, why don't you dial it back a little bit? Like, she's like, I know. She's like, I'm so excited about that shopping trip. I just want to tell everybody what to do.
She was in get her done mode.
Tour. Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're like, can we get in the pool? Like, let's go swimming, because the house had a really, really amazing
Nice pool. Really interesting house too.
Yeah.
Like the best I can explain it is it was shaped like a giant crescent moon.
Yeah.
It was like this half circle.
Yep.
That was the architecture. And it took a while to walk from one end of the house to the other.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you were going up and down stairs the whole time. Like just a few stairs, 3 up,
I
4
like
down, 2 up.
Yeah. And everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could go to one end of the house, and because it like curved around, you could see through the window to the other side, the other end of the curve, like wave to somebody across the lawn.
Yes,
like
dude.
it was over the pool basically.
Yeah.
Because the pool was like in the center, and the whole house kind of like circled around it. It was perfect.
It grew on us though. By the end, we all liked it. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was-
I like
it
not
was a
even by
great
the
place.
end.
Plenty of space. This is another thing where it was like multiple areas to chill in. So it was like every night we kind of ended up in a different area. In fact, one of the nights was really cool because all the meet and greets and stuff, you know, a lot of people gave us really cool trinkets and things like that. And we're so busy with the meet and greets, you know, next, that we're just kind of throwing everything in bags and boxes and stuff like that. And so we had all of that we kind of needed to sort through because everybody's stuff kind of got mixed together. And so we spent one night just hanging out around this couch that was like in a circle with all this stuff in the middle, and we just kind of plucked it out and been like, oh, gee, I think this is for you, you know? And he would go through and check everything out and kind of make his own pile, and all of us did the same thing.
It felt like Christmas morning.
It felt exactly like Christmas
because
morning.
we all had a little body. We're just like, and then we're showing each other.
Yeah.
Like, check this
Yeah.
out, look at this awesome thing. Like,
Yeah.
It was really,
it was
really
very
cool.
much the vibe of Christmas morning.
Yeah, we
It
just
was-
sat there. It might have taken us a
was
couple
fun.
hours to
Yeah.
go through that stuff.
You know,
it was great.
And you use the word trinkets, and there was lots of great, awesome trinkets, and some gifts that like a little bit like whoa, and then every once in a while you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
Like the 3 of us, we each got our own vinyl.
Yeah.
Somebody gave me a framed Tool vinyl.
Yeah.
Like
Get out of
super
town.
super
I got
personal
a
stuff.
Alanis Morissette Jagged Little Pill vinyl.
Yeah, and what did you
Mine
get?
was the I don't know the group, but it was because it had the Arizona Coyotes goal horn, which I use in my stream. I'm a big hockey fan.
Yeah.
So it had that song in there. And stuff.
Yeah.
It's just
Nice.
like really cool.
Really touching.
Yeah, amazing stuff, man. Like people are so generous. That was
Somebody,
fun.
and I was hoping somebody made me. So everybody knows my amazing Guess the Build giraffe that has made its rounds around the world. That thing has gotten quite famous. It's because of how bad it is. But it's got its charm apparently because somebody had a 1,000-piece puzzle made of it, which is amazing. So I thought it would be cool if I did the puzzle, made a time lapse and showed it on this podcast. You're not going to see it because I started the puzzle yesterday, and after 5 hours, I'm about 10% into it.
I saw that, and the first thing I said was, because that's going to be the hardest puzzle known to man. Because there's just huge areas of flat color.
What? But
like, how are you going to? That's
flat color,
Yeah.
but like also like the world's most subtle gradient because
Yeah.
it has like that. I keep saying Andy Warhol, but like I think Andy Warhol style painting. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's like the multicolors, and eventually I'll be done with it, and then I'll be able to get a time lapse out there. But my wife and I were working. I got a camera on it, and I'm like, it's never going to happen for me. I'm never going to finish this thing. I've been at this 5 hours and there's like 10% of it done.
Oh my
but it's like you said, but I hadn't done a puzzle in so long that I
the gifts were great. Like I kind of just redid my office recently, and I have this shelf there that's it's still 2/3 empty. You know,
Yeah.
like
There
all these
you go.
places. And I gotta say, I got so many more cool things. Someone gave me the technician, you know, the steampunk little robots I made last season, and it's fully posable, like posable little plushy guy and everything. And he's sitting there on the shelf now, and I love it. Makes me happy. Yeah.
You know, we talked about when I stepped away from the meet and greet for a minute, and that's when somebody brought me a day 8 chef hat. Or no, they brought me a chef hat for my plushie. It wasn't the day 8
Oh,
one.
yeah,
But they
yeah,
brought me
yeah.
a chef hat for my plushie.
Yep.
And so I put it on stream yesterday. I put it on my plushie and it's in the background so you
love
can
that.
see
Yeah,
it.
I got a plushie hat too. It's got caffeinated animated Redstone Innovator.
Yeah.
I think it actually just says Redstone Innovator, but it's great. It fit my plush perfect, and it was on my shelf. And I put it when I recorded I did a little vlog to recap the trip as well, and you can see it in the background just barely because the camera's focused on my face, but you can see it in the background. And the person that gave it left a comment. And they're like, "I see you got the hat, on your plush. That's cool." So yeah, that was awesome. But we had a good time at the house. We didn't like record a lot or do anything like that because that was like the business trip part was kind of over, and it was time for us to just get some rest and relaxation and bond
And be together. We talked about it on the
So
panel.
important.
That was one of the panel topics.
Yeah.
Is the IRL, how we
Yeah.
spend time together
We
outside.
we had
important.
fun. We went and watched Green and Jimmy play in a football. A soccer game. That was streamed. And so if anybody watched that stream, you might have seen us in the very far corner with the little bit of shade we could find because it was actually kind of hot in San Diego that day. So we watched them play. I was very sad though because like after about half the game, I had to go to the bathroom. Like the game was going on forever, and I was like, I can't hold it anymore. I got to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, and like before that, every time Green's team like started to charge up the field, I'd get my camera out and start recording just to see if I could get a Green or Jimmy goal on camera, And finally, I'm like, forget it. They're not going to do it. And I got to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. I come back out. I'm like, anything happened while I was gone? And they're like, Green scored a goal. And I was like, come on. Yeah. And they're like, well, kind of. It just bounced off his face.
Yeah. That's pretty much what happened. He'll take it.
So yeah, that happened. That was fun. And then we had plans that like Green rented out badminton courts.
Oh, that was so much fun.
And so I'd never it'd been a while since I played badminton. Maybe I was like a kid.
Never played it in my life.
Yeah, and so it was like an indoor official. Like these people were legit.
Yeah.
They were like Olympics.
They were the
kind
real
of,
deal.
we walk in, we're like, whoa, okay, this is a thing. And Green's good.
He's very
like
good.
it's his sport, man. And so we walked in and he was, kind of showing us how to play and stuff. And he found some people that could actually hang with him that he went and
Which was
joined,
great,
which was
honestly.
amazing because
Yeah,
if he
I
had
was
played
so
badminton
happy,
against us, he would have been
So bored.
crushing us and feeling, like,
I
come on,
gotta
give me a
say, I
challenge.
was a little sad because I did want to play Green. Like, I'm pretty good, but I
You are
know
good.
he would have smoked me.
Yeah.
but I wanted that.
You would have given him a little bit
I
of
would
a
have
challenge.
given him a little bit of run for his money. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I really wanted to
Like
see
a
that game.
one-on-one type thing?
That's
Oh,
Tango.
why didn't you do it?
Because he was busy. And
Oh, I would've
He
loved-
was like, that's who he should be playing
Yeah.
with. I mean, the people he was playing with, they were like,
They were
super
It was his
good.
level, perfect level for him. But
was fun.
I really enjoyed it. Like my wife and I talked
It's
about it
such a good
afterwards, and
game.
we're like,
Everyone mocks it and stuff, but it's like, it's one of my favorite sports.
it's fantastic sport.
So much
I had a
fun.
hard time at first because those rackets were so different than
So
like tennis rackets.
if you're not
and
familiar
stuff.
with a badminton racket, it's you have this, and then you have the handle, and then this long, skinny pole,
it's a badminton
and
racket,
a
man.
teeny tiny little flap at the end that's about the size of a ping pong. And so I'm like, I'm not braining. Like
Yeah.
I can't imagine like ping pong all day. All day I can play ping pong because I've learned so much. I know exactly where at tennis, same thing.
It's just
What is
you're used to,
happening?
right?
It's like a fly swatter. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, why is it so long? Like it's so weird. And it took me forever to get used to it.
Yeah, you and I played against each other in that first game. You were still trying to figure out the length of the racket, and I think I had started to get it by then. But then we played again later, and you had it down. And our game
We had
was
the
like
sickest
we almost
game.
ended in a tie. Like it was insane.
It was awesome.
So we had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah.
That was really good. So we were getting some good exercise. That wasn't the only exercise we got. When we
No.
walked down to the beach, which Tango didn't go to the beach because
Tango didn't go 'cause
he
he
hates
hates
the beach.
beaches.
Everybody,
He hates the beach.
Please give him all the
He
static.
thinks he's Anakin Skywalker.
Beach is horrible. It's a horrible
he
experience.
hates the beach.
But we walked down to the beach, and by down to the beach, it was down
You
to
repelled
the beach.
Down to the beach.
Yeah, we basically needed to. It was like the steepest hike down
It was a road. It was a road.
The
but-
cars couldn't go down.
But when you walked, let me put it this way: when you walked down it, you had to lean backwards
Yeah.
because it was that steep,
Yeah.
And we're going, and the second we came around the corner, my wife's like, "Oh, we're gonna have to come up this," and then
Yeah.
that's when I looked out to the ocean and I could see how low it was.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? This is a giant cliff.
Yeah.
And it took us leaning back. It took us, what do you think? Probably 10 minutes to get to the bottom. At least 10 minutes.
And
to
in
get
my
to the bottom.
infinite wisdom, I was wearing sandals for this.
Me too.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting
that was rough.
That. I wasn't expecting that. And we walked, dude. And then I was like, I'm so jealous of Tango right now. And we got down there and, you know, we put our feet in the water and hung out. And we were waiting for the golden hour to take some pictures and stuff like that. Jem and Green did a silly little thing. The TikTok thing. I haven't seen it. Yeah. And we were there and then it was time to come out. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really proud of myself because I've been very, very adamantly going to the gym for a while now. And I feel great. I'm getting stronger, not working on my cardio. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to be in trouble getting out of this thing. And so at one point I'm like, guys, I'm going to get started because I'm going to probably have to stop like 5 times on the way up to catch my breath. But I did. And I decided to go with everybody. And I was like, just one foot after the next. And that's what it was. One foot after the next. And
made it. It's good.
Didn't stop. No stopping all the way to the top.
Right.
And I was like, dude, I did it. And then the next day, my wife and I went on a long walk and then came to the beach. And I'm like, let's do it again. So we went down, but we only went down to where the bathroom is, which is about 85% there. And we enjoyed the view and then walked on out again. And I was like, dude, if I lived around here, I think I would do this every day.
Incredible. Yeah.
It's
Like
incredible
it's such good exercise.
Yeah.
So you guys you walked to the beach and I'd say about 10 minutes at the house. I borrowed your laptop.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I got some time. I'm going to start working on my little document that I've been working on and doing a little bit of planning and stuff. And that lasted about 10 minutes. And then there's a knock at the door and it's Ren and Jono.
Ah,
Jono!
And I was so happy.
Yeah.
Like we had this is the best time because I haven't met Jono at all. Obviously I've spent a little bit of time with Ren. But the three of us just hung out and we're outside, you know, hanging out by the grill and stuff. And it was like just the best conversation. What an amazing guy.
Yeah, I love
He stole
smooth
all
character.
the cool.
Yeah.
Like in the whole universe.
Yeah.
He stole all
leather
the
jacket.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we played basketball and he's wearing that leather jacket, shooting hoops. Like I've never seen anybody look more cool on a basketball court. It didn't make sense to wear a leather jacket while shooting hoops, but he pulled it off. Like that guy is incredible.
He's
man.
just chill and laid back.
Yeah, such a good
We had
dude.
some really good conversations and stuff. Yeah.
By the way, basketball, we played horse, false symmetry, kicked our butts.
She crushed us.
She kicked our butts.
So here's
Horse
the
wins
deal.
at everything. I don't know if you noticed.
She's
I
so
know.
good, dude.
Yeah.
Well, she kicked our butts. There's that's what happened. What was blowing my mind is that if you ever play me and horse, like I like to take deep shots, which I've lost my deep shot now, but I like to take deep shots. One, because I used to be pretty good at the deep shot. You remember that. And two, I don't know why I cannot make shots that are right underneath the basket.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it. It's right there. Just go like that. Like I can't do it. I just go full moron. Nah! And I can't do it. I have to be further back. Well, apparently, like what false is, that's her expertise.
Yeah.
She can just
Yeah, she was hitting like, I don't know, 8-foot shot from the rim. You know, like
I think even closer than that. Like because it was like I said, my Achilles heel, but she was never touching the rim.
yeah, it was like if you go in between the free throw line and being directly under the hoop, that's
Yeah.
kind of where her shot was, and
it was
she
a
couldn't
swish
miss
every time.
Yeah,
That's how you win that game is short shots.
Short shots.
Yeah.
And it was a swish
Yeah.
every time, dude. Like she would just whoop. It barely was touching the net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what am I dealing with here? And then I was missing them and I was like, I was out and then you all came in. I'm like, who won? And you're like, false did. I'm like, she just kept burning you with that shot.
Dude.
That's amazing.
yeah, that was fun. Like,
Crushed us.
yeah, so we got a lot of exercise, which was good. It was
Yeah.
great because I ate a lot.
Yeah.
like we
We
had
ate
some
good.
amazing food. Like Skizz and Mrs. Skizz cooked 2 times, 2 different nights, and then I grilled some burgers one night,
But
which was
Oh, the
fun.
pork butt.
it's so good.
It was good, but it was too mushy. And her and I talked about it afterwards. It needed to be a little bit more chunky. It was like, and she knows it too. She's like, she knows exactly. She's like, I want to make it again. It was not supposed to be
Yeah,
that
there's this
mushy.
weird pressure when you got a house full of people like that and you're in charge of the cooking or whatever, because I felt the same way. I made burgers and like The grill was
not
terrible.
having it. It
just could not get hot.
Well, I think it could, but I think it was one of those grills you needed to let it heat up for a long time. I think the metal thing underneath was designed to like almost act as like synthetic coals. If you looked at the way it was designed.
And we were in one of those situations where it was like, hey, we're hungry. Can we eat soon? And I was like, okay, I guess I better get these on. And so I got the burgers on and it just whatever. It didn't cook the way I usually cook them. And so then I'm stressed the whole time. They're like, oh man, I hope everybody's enjoying their burgers. And then come to find out like my wife and ingredients were not, they had some pink in it. You know what I mean? Like a little more pink than,
they were fine.
You know what I mean? And so I start stressing. I'm like, I could have done better. So I know the feeling. Like,
that's
you feel this pressure as the cook of the house. And I'm just like, oh man, they grabbed the only 2 patties that didn't turn out perfect. Come on. Like,
and then we had a night where, so my wife, she likes to do something that she calls Mexican fiesta. And she always does this when I'm having like a bad day. She'll make, like, if I'm just having a rough day, she's like, I'll make Mexican fiesta tonight. And she makes tacos. She heats up the taco shells. She heats up all the tortillas. She makes all the ground beef. She has all the shredded cheese and the lettuce and all this. And she makes all these dips and everything. And I love Mexican food. I love it. And she decided she wanted to do that for the house. And that was the night we had a bunch of people over too, which was awesome.
Oh, right. Yeah. Evan and Caitlin came and hung out with us.
Way to feed 20 people.
Yeah.
Right. We had our group in the house already. Then
Scott,
Brennan Falls,
Shelby,
Scott,
Cam. Yeah. A whole bunch of people came.
Shelby. Yeah. And it was amazing. We had so much food and so many people, and she just did such an awesome job. The next thing I know, I'm like, everybody is eating at the same time, and my heart is full.
Yeah.
Like this is such a great moment. It was just so awesome.
Do you remember Evan and Caitlin making guacamole?
Yes,
like
they
making it. Yeah. Like they bought avocados and they were cutting them up and
that's what they hold on. So this was the running joke is that they went to go get the avocados
at the grocery store.
And because they wanted to contribute to Mexican Fiesta. And Evan's like, look at the size of these guacamoles. He literally thought that they were called guacamoles, dude. Like, he didn't think it. He just had a brain moment.
Yeah, avocados. He was calling guacamole. So that became a bit of a running joke.
Yeah.
But I swear, dude, like, because they're DIYers, they DIY'd the crap out of this guacamole because it was the most fantastic guac like I've ever had. And it was so funny because at the end of the night, they made so much that there was guacamole left. And they're like, we were trying to finish it, but we were full. Yeah. And they're like, we're gonna have to save this, Like I'm like, come on, you can do it, you can finish it. And they're like, no, there's too much left. And I'm like, it's not gonna keep well. Like guacamole does not keep well. And they're like, watch. And they get like this saran wrap and they do their DIY
what did they
trick.
I don't know how
they basically found a way to like shrink wrap, like vacuum seal this guac.
Did you see
to where there was zero air left in the bowl.
That's why it never went brown.
And we left it in the fridge for a couple days, forgot about it, pulled it out.
Yeah. Green.
It was perfectly green, had not aged one iota.
How did they do it?
Dude, I don't know. I can't explain it. They just did their thing. Evan and Caitlin are just amazing.
I will
at
make
everything.
guac at home in my pestle thing with the thing. And I'll put on my toast and then I'll leave the room and I'll come back as brown.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. It's so fast.
Yeah, dude. Like that guac lasted, because I told them, I'm like, it's not going to keep. And they're like, you watch, and they did it. And sure enough, a couple days go by. I'm like, oh, this is definitely bad. I pull it out. I'm all, it looks like they just made it.
Yeah.
How is that possible? And then I ate that guac. It was so good.
We had so many chips, so many snacks. And just we were a bunch of adults kind of living like kids. Just caution to the wind and just
no care.
Just no care. We're here doing our thing, and it's going to be over, and it is over.
It happened. It's behind us now.
It's behind us.
It was good times, and we'll have the memories forever.
That's what it's about.
And we'll have the bonds that strengthened even more with everybody that was in the house. It makes
me want to go home and work with these people even more.
Yeah. I mean, that stuff translates on camera when we collaborate with each other, because we just know each other so much better by having so much time in person to get to know them as people, because sometimes when we're recording, let's be honest, we're kind of in character in a way. And we get a chance to actually know each other as real people in our real lives, it's fantastic. Like in this group just gets together and has such a good time and gets along so well that it's almost unimaginable that this many people can
The fact that we've done it
can
3 or
do
4
that.
times now, and we're still like, well, can't wait for the next one.
Exactly.
Shows how well it goes.
And dare
yeah.
I say, do you guys realize, and I shouldn't even say this, there's never been one problem.
No.
And not even a little one.
No
And that's
drama,
weird.
no nothing.
Yeah.
no,
And it's
like-
kind of weird.
yeah.
With
happy
a group
about
this
it.
big, that is kind of
Yeah. Somebody should have a problem with somebody with just numbers. I'm just going with the numbers now.
Yeah.
But it's just, anyways,
It
I'm
seems
very
inevitable.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
And it
happen.
probably will happen at some point. So hopefully we handle it, but
I mean, we're well past the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're over a decade into this group being together for the most part. So it's insane. Yeah, I love the group. I mean, these conventions also remind me like how many friends I've made. Because you run into people left and right, JoJo and Cam is,
People you only
I'm
see
getting
here,
new
yeah.
friends, you know what I mean? Like, and Shelby, like you run into them and you're just like, I've made new friends.
Yeah.
I've collabed with you and now we're hanging out in person and you're now my friend, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's great.
They're all such cool. You know what we got to do? We have to find a way to hook up Amesy to some sort of electrical generator, so because she could power a small city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Perpetual motion machine,
I would-
whatever it is. Yeah.
kill to have 1/10 of that energy. And it's like super positive. It's not,
Yeah.
if it sounds like I'm saying that it's annoying, it's the furthest thing from it. She's such a sweetheart,
He's so cool.
but I just don't know how, I don't get it. Like that's that's incredible. It's just, she's always at the top of her game from an energy standpoint. And I just don't know how she's pulling that off.
Yeah.
I would like a little piece of that.
Yeah. We could have used that on a few of those nights. Maybe we would have made some more parties.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm kind of leaning into. I'm an old guy now and whatever, dude.
I had
It's too
fun. though.
loud.
I had fun just hanging out and chilling.
You kids and your Dan Fogelberg, if you know, name it. All
But yeah,
right.
yeah.
Hey,
Behind us now.
we're going to have another one coming up eventually. Something.
Yeah.
We always got something.
There'll be something
Absolutely.
that brings us back together, whether it might be another Gamers Outreach event, maybe another TwitchCon.
that's my guess.
Or maybe someday Minecon will come back.
We don't say that
Or
word.
maybe
We don't say that
maybe someday the'll be something crazy that happens and then like a Hermit Con could happen.
HermitCon.
Who knows? Who
Hermit
knows what
Con
the
at
future
Tango's
holds?
house.
Yep.
Tango's house. I love it. Let's do it. I've already booked it. Oh man. But yeah, there it is. I mean, we just chatted about an amazing weekend and week following for almost 2 hours. I think it's a good point to wrap it up.
That was good. Tango, thank you again for joining us, taking time
Always
out
a
of your
pleasure,
day.
guys. Love it. Love hanging out. Yeah, this
You
is good.
were amazing. So welcome back, everybody. I know we've been gone for a while, but we're going to be back in motion now. And if you're part of actually stay tuned. If you're part of the patrons who join us before each recording, we're going to change recording day, I think. I don't know if we're definitely going to. We discussed it. We have more to discuss, but
We'll let you guys up in Discord. Those of you that are there for the pre-show and stuff, we'll let you know when the
we'll
next
hit you
one's going to
up.
be. It's coming soon. It's coming very soon.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check it out because it's really a lot of fun. We do a pre-show with the patrons before we record every time, and so it's just a private little thing that we do, and it's
Very
super fun.
intimate. I like that.
It
Yeah,
is.
It's cool.
Yeah,
It
we're
is.
just chilling here. We usually like to talk about what we're going to do the podcast on and get their
Yeah.
thoughts and opinions. And a lot of times we just chat about our lives, like we've done podcasts where we talk about our week was crazy and things that happen. Well, they get that every week, basically.
They do,
So-
and they're also able to. Sometimes they contribute to the podcast itself because they bring
Yeah.
up a certain angle. We're like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that. So they end up being a bigger part of it. But in any case, thanks for giving us a break. We'll be going into season 3, and this was a great way to kick off season 3.
Yeah.
And it's always a blast when you're here. So.
Thanks, guys.
And we will be pinging you again.
Okay.
Because-
I will
This
be.
is the end of the Tango Join Us for sure.
yeah, but we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.